Gem. And as always, joining me with their insightful and humorous commentary are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good evening. You have to change your screen, though.
Oh, hang on a minute. What are we on? Where are we? Share your screen. Why? What am I streaming at the moment?
Your Discord.
Oh, how am I doing that?
It's magic.
Hang on. Share your screen.
Is it well known by now that the J in Donald J. Trump stands for Jesus? You all know that.
It may well be the case. Right, can you see it now? You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Where are we? Where are we up to? First this evening, the good, the bad, and the beautiful of technology. Starting with moving a photo in my... I can't speak. Starting with moving a photo in Microsoft Word. Enjoy. I like cows. That was the beautiful, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
Oh. All right, then. A few different approaches to dating next, starting with this guy who some have said is trying too hard.
Let me be the breeze in your sunny day. Let me be the sky for your clouds. Let me be the pool for your waterfall. Let me be the verb for your nouns. Let me be the shore for your crashing waves. Let me be the bricks in your wall. Let me be the soil where your garden grows. Let me be the one. Let me be the one. Let me be the one you truly love. I will be your footpath to serenity. I will be the bridge for you to cross. I will be your watercolor memory. I will be the love you've never lost. You pull me like a magnet, ever closer to your heart. Just give me time to win you, and now's the time to start.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I have 5 fingers, but tonight you'll get 2.
Hold on, I have fingers.
Roses are red, broccoli is green. Those are the biggest titties I've ever seen.
Oh, really? You want me to write that?
Yeah, I just met this girl. Roses are red, hearts are too. My couch pulls out, but I never do. Roses are red, snow is white. Your booty cheeks are my favorite sight. Roses are red. Oh my God. I feel it in my gut. If you come any closer, I think I'm gonna nut. Yeah. Roses are red. Cupid's an angel. I'll give you my arrow from every angle.
I like that.
You think she'll be my Valentine?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to give it to her backwards and upside down.
If you work it,
I think so.
you let Zach give you his arrow.
Roses are red. Winter is cold. At the Olympics, that ass would win gold. Roses are red, bruises are blue.
Roses are red, bruises are blue.
I'd have my money by Friday if I were you.
Okay.
P.S. Roses are red. My shoe has a lace. Can you do me a favor and sit on my face?
Oh yeah, if my boyfriend gave it to me, 10 out of 10.
You think it's gonna work?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to get suffocated, you know what I mean? That thing is so big.
Jesus.
Damn, he's smooth.
Oh.
I thought they were really very good, actually, some of those.
Okay.
What about the singing guy? Anybody like him?
Outrageously talented.
I like the way he'd made his video like one of those, like, You know, those records that they advertise in the wee small hours of the morning. You know, all the hits and many, many more. And they always have a sort of blending of little segments of songs like that. Anyway, the big news this week is the ever so Christian lunatic of the free world depicting himself as Jesus in a tweet and picking a fight with the Pope. Take a look.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better.
Your reckoning has come.
What is this?
Please, have mercy. No mas. No mas. No mas.
Love you.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Wherever I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God.
and I won't do that. We are in a spiritual war right now. Let every demonic network that has aligned itself against the purpose, against the calling of President Trump, let it be broken, let it be torn down in the name of Jesus. You want me to tell you what my thoughts are? The thoughts of the King of Kings, the thoughts of the Lord of Lords. I'm downloading heaven. Hey!
So that clip at the end is where he gets it from, I think. I don't think he thought it was. I don't think he thought it was a thing showing him as a doctor. I think he thought it was depicting him as Jesus or God or something like that. And I think it's fine. He thinks it's fine for him to do that.
Well, you got to admit, he could take a punch.
Yeah, I mean, I have to, probably there was a bit too much gratuitous violence there, but, it is what it is. And I'm going to get lynched for copyright as well.
As much as I abhor all this AI bollocks going on, that one where he's extremely unflattering in the ring there, getting beaten up, at least I take solace in the fact that I know he's definitely seen that.
Right, I bet he has, yeah.
Oh, he's seen it all, hasn't he?
I did like the Pope slap.
Yes. I was kind of, like I say, once the Pope started beating him up, I thought maybe I overdid this a little bit. All right, here are some further examples of where Trump gets this shit from, along with some other assorted crazy Christians.
God chooses these rough characters exactly because they will do the hard job. And of course, the religious and the proper are always embarrassed and upset because, Samson's clubbing Philistines, and what they want is a kind of an elegant Isaiah in the palace courts. And God sends a deliverer. 1 hour after he gets in another dust-up with a new pope, that he's in this back and forth, and he wants to show an image that he is more for God. As a matter of fact, that's what he said to the first pope. He said, I'm more Christian than he is. And here's what Trump is saying in that unwisely posted meme. He's basically saying, hey, you say that you're all about, being a representative of God's will on earth. Well, I'm a representative of what God's doing on earth, too. And so once again, my thesis is that Donald Trump is a once-in-a-lifetime providential intervention in world affairs for the benefit, as Isaiah 45 says, clearly, of Christians and Israel.
And with Trump there, which is one of those rare moments in Earth history where you have someone who's not a politician, you almost got a prophet in office. They said to him yesterday, he's hilarious. They said to him, when will this war of Iran be done? He goes, I'll know. Well, when will you know? What evidence are you looking for? I'll feel it in my bones. Folks, that's not even normal. This is why that's why his enemies are freaking out. Trump's going to feel it in his bones. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how he negotiates all these deals. It's a gut instinct. It's called his spirit man. This guy's an actual Old Testament prophet king. That's what he really is, whether you like him or not.
You can't believe God raised up Pharaoh and not believe he raised up Trump. But so many of us believe that Donald Trump was used by God to do what? Whoop, whoop, to heal a nation, to lay hands on America and bring us back to our sovereignty. Let me ask every one of you that were shocked by this picture. If you'll look at that picture again, you'll really look at it. You'll see what you prayed for. Yeah, those 4 years when you were fighting for Donald Trump, you remember those days. How quickly we forget. You believed he was sent by God to lay hands on this nation and restore our military, make them fly higher than they've ever flown before, to heal our suffering nation. What you believed is in that picture. A man that God used to heal America.
We believe that Jesus still reigns over America. And we believe even now we will be the spiritual diplomats that speaks to the kings of the world and remind them that this is a Christian nation. This is a God nation. And this is the greatest nation in the world. We should be proud to be Christian nationalists. The problem is we just become too silent and too quiet. I'm proud when they call me a Christian nationalist because this is a nation founded to serve the one and true living God. God has given us a leader in the name of Donald J. Trump, saved his life twice. The enemy that comes from the gates of hell would do whatever it takes to silence our voices. But we, the body of Christ, we cannot no longer be the silent majority. We got to rise up like never before and look the enemy in the face and say, for God I'll live and for God I'll die.
What is Christian nationalism and why do these guys hate you so much?
I've got several short definitions. One is that I'm a Christian and I love my country. So I don't want to have my Christianity in one compartment and my patriotism in another compartment. I believe that, and that leads to the second short form definition, which is Christian nationalism is the belief that Americans should stop making God angry. So basically, politics is the art of the possible. So in the current moment, I want to stand with Catholics, shoulder to shoulder, against the secular Klingons.
At least one of America's biggest threats is white liberal women, because they are the ones literally opening up the doors of immigration, passing laws that degenerate society, releasing criminals to be repeat offenders, aborting babies by the hundreds of thousands and millions. It's why I really believe that we must, as a nation, repeal the 19th Amendment. Okay, the majority of women are not capable of responsible voting. We can see that just even in this video, right? These are all people that vote. Okay, the majority of women can't do this responsibly. And one last thing I want to say. What men are raising these people, right? Whoever you are, whatever father you are, whatever husband you are an utter failure, okay? Men, you must learn to disciple your wives and raise your daughters to not be feminists, to be sound in judgment, to have wisdom and understanding, so that we don't have a catastrophe on our hands of people thinking this way.
Women in positions, formal positions of civil governing authority, are God's judgment on a nation, his punishment on a nation. Because if you think what could hurt a nation, God's rod of discipline, punishment for a nation steeped in idolatry, a nation that's rebelling against him, God looks at a nation like that and says, they're disobedient, they must be disciplined, and it has to hurt so they might come to their senses and repent. And when God thinks, I need discipline that will hurt this nation currently in rebellion, he thinks, I know what will hurt women in leadership. Nothing hurts more than women in formal leadership, because they will do exactly the opposite of everything that leads to prosperity and life and blessing. And the nation will be crushed under their incompetent, deceptive, and foolish leadership. And eventually they will cry out and say, God, save us from this gynocracy. Save us from this woman-ruled world. We earned it by our rebellion and our idolatry. We earned your rod. And the rod has written on it, women in leadership. We earned it. We deserved it. We repent in dust and ashes. We cannot take another day of women leading our government. Please have mercy.
I told you on day one that young American men would be sent into the meat grinder on the ground to die for Israel. It's imminent. It's guaranteed. Right now, the White House and the Pentagon are reportedly working on plans to send in American troops along with heavy equipment to steal Iran's uranium, if they even have any. And while all of that is in the works, Lindsey Graham is on television calling for the expansion of the ongoing air campaign, for the United States to continue committing as many war crimes as possible. We should drop Lindsey Graham off right in the middle of Tehran to see if these people really do throw queers off of rooftops. I mean, this guy is insane.
These kids are so soft. They are so spoiled. They have no idea why they turn on the hot water faucet, why hot water comes out. They have no idea why they can plug stuff in the wall and electricity turns it on. These kids need to be stripped naked and thrown into the wilderness without anything for a week. And if they don't make it, tough. They need to learn what my kids and my grandkids, my bandmates, I got a bunch of rock and roll bandmates that are tougher than any of these Gen Zers. Now, let me clarify that. Only the guilty need to feel guilty.
Oops, wrong button. That one. There. Ted Nugent there, who's probably never spent a day in his life without electricity.
It's Fragile Men half hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, God's letting himself down a bit. I mean, at one time he drowned everyone, and he's had plagues of frogs. He's killed the first newborn, isn't he? As plagues. Now he's just putting women in leadership roles.
Yeah.
Is he losing his touch? Do you think?
It's unbelievable, isn't it, that they say that shit? But it is.
A woman in a position, a role, a leadership role, is God's retribution on us.
Yeah, I especially like the way he acted out using a cane on someone. I think that says a lot about him.
And I also have to say, Stu Peters is looking slightly less pristine and starch, iron crisp as he used to. He's looking a bit more. He's still got a suit on, but he's looking a bit more rough around the edges. Is he slowly getting more Alex Jones? You think his appearance?
I don't know. He probably didn't quite belong in there, but I didn't have anywhere else to put him, so I shoved it in there.
I mean, it is crazy though that they think that taking the vote off the women is the way.
Right. How do they think that's going to happen? It's not going to happen.
What the fuck's going on in America?
It's a strange world that those guys live in.
That's mind-boggling. Imagine someone saying that on British TV.
I know. But I don't think he said it on TV. I mean, they say everything's podcasts now, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is good because fuck all people get to see it.
Yeah, true. Right, to the UK now, and it was right-tard live streamer Brexit Brian's birthday this week. And what better way to celebrate your birthday than burning the flag of another country?
Who else has a light one of these? Get it from a couple of angles. I'll tell you what. You can stick your Palestine up your arse. You can stick your Palestine up your arse. You can stick your Palestine. Stick your Palestine. Stick your Palestine up your arse. Everyone's got lighter fluid. Everybody's got lighter. Yeah, rip it. Oh, whip it, mate. Yeah. Go on, you can pull that.
Poor old Brexit Brian. Unfortunately, EU regulations demand that flags are inflammable. So,
you can stick your fire retardancy up your arse.
Yeah.
Honestly, why are they burning the palace? What? Why? Why are they burning?
It just makes no sense, does it? It's what James O'Brien calls the footballification of politics.
Right.
What I refer to as the team game. You know, that's a thing for the other team, so it's wrong and bad, you know?
Sure.
That's where I think it comes from. Right, a couple more of our flagshaggers now. First, one decides to harass council workers tasked with removing flags from lampposts, followed by a gang of flagshaggers who are busy promoting unity outside a primary school.
Rat! You're a little rat, aren't you? Little rats, aren't you? You're rats. Sorry, mate. No, you're rats, man. Look at you. Look at your flag. No, flag's down there somewhere. You're a rat, mate. You're going on Facebook. Rats.
Brother, off the car, please. Just off the car.
Rats.
Thank you.
You know what? I've been in Liverpool. You know, you're lucky I've been in Liverpool.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, get out of the way.
Don't tell me what to do. Get out of the
Sorry,
car.
my friend.
Don't tell me to get out the way.
Too late, I already did. Get in the car.
What do you think you are?
Get in the vehicle. Get back in the car. You guys get back in the vehicle.
Mate, little traitor. You're a traitor. Right, so listen. Your boss said once you've been confronted, you have to stop. Your boss said, do you want me to phone the boss now?
Go ahead, you call him.
All right.
Sorry, you'll have to raise it with council. It's not our decision. It's a civil matter. You'll have to go to council. Look, all lefties are here. Whoa, all lefties are here. What's going on? They it working here. You know. Lefty Central. Look, we're live, everyone. Right there.
I don't like
you don't need consent public space.
I'm asking for
You're free. What's wrong with you? It clearly is.
I don't like being told what you told me.
See that? Unity. See what unity. What country are we in? Some people like him. The weird people. Yeah, but what country are we in? Some weird shit in Spain. You don't know nothing. You don't know. Go and spend an hour in Pedro and then come back and talk. I can swear we're the ones. Oh, mate, you won't let come on, listen, take them down, they'll be back up there after. Simple. Yeah, I have. I've got my own company. Yeah. What? If you guys don't see
Unity. Promoting unity there.
Oh, there aren't enough delivery wrongs and enough ladders in the world, are there?
Oh no, God. Just
They will bring us world peace soon.
I can't believe we're still doing this. I can't believe they're still running around putting flags up poles. Like,
I
everyone just
know.
moved up. If you see one now, you just drive. Oh, there we go. Just drive by it now. It's like, you know, it's like the ice bucket challenge. Surely it's going to fade soon.
Oh no, it's just silly, isn't it? And they act like it's breathing. You know, like if we don't do this, we will suffocate. You know,
This
we
is
must
literally
put up flags.
This is literally keeping gravity going.
Right. There must be flags on lampposts. There must be.
Despite the fact there never has been up until recently.
Right, I know.
Oh, it's just so depressing.
And of course, they'll always come out with the line, if you look around the world, they all have flags. If you go to Spain, there's flags everywhere. And then when you look at Spain, there aren't flags everywhere at all. It's just completely made up. I don't know why they pick Spain as well. They always say Spain. And Spain's the place that we've all been to. So I don't know why they say that one, but they always say it. Another silly argument often made by flagshaggers and their like is that people who are against them should be prepared to personally house immigrants in their home. My response to this has always been, well, you aren't out on your boat in the English Channel stopping them, are you? These are words that have not aged well. Here's Danny Tommo to tell us more.
We'll know tomorrow if the My Coffee app money will actually be able to be spent. My Coffee have said that they're refunding everyone, but it is sitting in a separate payment system which still says it's in there. So there's a payment that was due to be released tomorrow, and that puts us, that was £5,000 worth of the donated money that was the first initial payment that's going to come through that system. So we'll know tomorrow. We'll know tomorrow. If that payment doesn't come through tomorrow, it's very, very, very obviously clear. And unfortunately, from what I've researched, it probably isn't going to be issued tomorrow. But if it is, fantastic. We have sort of had to start from the beginning again. with the PayPal link. Currently sitting at £1,800 in just under 24 hours. So brilliant. We had £19,000 in the GoFundMe. That was all refunded. We had what was it? It was $20,000 because the My Coffee app was an American app. $20,000 that was in that. That's now being said that that's going to be refunded. But it's saying it's going to be refunded on the My Coffee app, but it's still sitting in a separate payment system external from My Coffee. So if we get lucky, we might still be able to take off that and add it to this new one. But I'm going to show you this one that I'm really interested in because it's really important that transparency with this is key. Like I've said to you, it's key. After the conversation I've had this morning with the gentleman, I said, speed is the necessity. These ones here. These two are ready to go. And this one here, I mean, oh my God. He said, if speed is your main thing, is the main thing. This one here is the puppy. So this has here, he said, so this is the Ferrari of engines, yeah? This is the Ferrari of engines. And these are two 300, so they've both got 300 horsepower, so that's 600 horsepower. And he said, if you're looking to get somewhere quick, he said, that thing there will pretty much outrun any boat that will be around you. And if you look at the hull, it's designed for the ocean, obviously designed for the ocean, but I said that, you know, with there's chances we may be going into the English Channel and do a lot of fishing and stuff like that. And I said, if it gets choppy or, you know, he said, this thing here will cope with anything. And look at the name, guys. Come on. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Yeah, I don't know what is. I really don't. If we stand on here, look. I'm not going to stand on that actually, because it's but yeah, look. Two 300 horsepower engines. So pretty much on par with anything that's in, anything that would want to potentially catch up with us. And you could obviously tell, you can probably get a good few lads on there. And whoever we've got so many skippers and Navy guys that have offered their time. You know, what a boat. What a boat. If you don't think that is a sign, I don't know what is. Can't hire one, unfortunately. If we do that, we can't have the element of surprise. We need to be able to push this thing into the water at maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And the insurances and everything that goes with it, and it's that people are not letting you take these boats out and keep them. Time for stealth. If anyone that says, well, they're just going to confiscate it off you, you think we're going to go and put this boat down in a major port and just put it on the water in front of everyone? This will be done somewhere very, you know, you've got to remember, firstly, the English Channel has hundreds of boats in it at any given time. So you can basically mold into that environment very, very easily. And then what you do is you make sure the element of surprise. The element of surprise is key with this. And that's why I'm taking advice off military men, off naval men that know exactly what they're doing. They'll track you by helicopter, don't be silly. There's hundreds of boats in the English Channel. How are they going to know that we're on that boat? How are they going to know it's not a fisherman going for fishing? You know, negativity needs to be taken out of this. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'll tell you what they're doing, nothing. What are we doing? We're getting this done. We're going to blend in the English Channel. We're going to do this in a way that it needs to be done. I've got to go. Take care. Speak soon. Bye-bye. And yeah, it's called the Protector. The boat we're looking at. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Have a great day. It's sunny, really sunny and really hot down here on the south coast. So I live in a perfect area to get this done. Much love. Take care.
The great Gertrude Perkins says, an AI picture of Trump as Christ trying to spiritually heal Roger Waters, overseen by Pazuzu, was not on my Trump bingo list for 2026. A good one, Gertrude. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. If you'd like to super chat the show like the great Gertrude Perkins did, I would be very grateful. Also, there's a PayPal link in the description, and maybe, just maybe, hang on, let me do this. Where is it? It's there. Maybe, just maybe, you can help me get rid of this big fuck-up pile of concrete waste on my allotment, which apparently is going to cost about 250 quid to remove. So any donations, because I haven't got that at the moment. So any donations will be gratefully received, and we'll go to that. Oh, also, it's my birthday on the 29th, and there won't be another show before then. So if you feel like giving me a little birthday present, that will also be gratefully received, and will also be spent on removing waste concrete. Now, let me shut up. That's my e-begging done, at least for an hour. And what did you think to that? He's actually bought the boat, by the way. There's been an update, and they have actually now purchased it.
So, I mean, do I take it they're just going to go around causing a nuisance to themselves on the channel until they get their boat confiscated? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think what they're planning to do is they're going to sort of strong-arm migrant boats, if you like, and sort of shout at them a lot and tell them they're not welcome and block their path and that sort of thing, I imagine.
Right.
Probably use that boat to kick up a lot of water and splash them and stuff like that, you know?
Well, I mean, exactly. What do they think they're going to do?
That takes bravery and very patriotic of Danny.
I think it takes criminality, and I think they'll be arrested for doing it.
Well, you can't just run up and down the channel like that.
No.
And are they going to switch off the boats? Like, has they got transponder on the boat? Are they going to switch with that off?
I'm not sure if they have one when they're that size.
Do they? I thought they.
I don't know. I think they probably do. I don't know.
Who knows?
I didn't see it. I didn't see like a radar thing on the top.
Yeah.
Don't they have to have that?
Yeah, maybe.
I know it sticks out a radar signal, and I know they're not meant to turn it on when they're in port because all of that radar can be damaging.
They're going to look just like fishermen, aren't they? Hurtling around, we're holding trying to hold on to their fishing rods as they hurtle around at 40 knots.
I know.
Choppy channel.
I know, they're totally good. I mean, the idea that they're going to blend in is absurd.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to stand out a mile, I think. I mean, there are lots of boats in the English Channel, but most of them aren't crossing it, right? The big ferries are, but other people are just, you know, pleasure boating around the coasts of each country, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to stick it in the water and do that job, I mean, I should presume that's probably where they are. By the looks of it, it's somewhere down in Hampshire, down on the Solent,
right?
Which is nowhere near where they need to deploy the boat anyway. So someone's got to take it all the way down to the east.
Yeah, I think they are going to do that. I think they were making plans to do that.
And it's a pretty fucking bleak prospect staying down there for any part of time, trust me.
Yeah, I wonder if they've thought about, because it isn't just buying a boat, is it? They cost a fortune to run.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, he's showing us off those big engines, but they will use a shitload of fuel, you know?
Yeah, they will do, yeah.
That will cost, you know, every time they go out, it's going to be probably hundreds of pounds.
And in that sense, it is like running a Ferrari on the water, isn't it? That's what they were trying to tell them. They're warning them.
Although I'm pretty sure a Ferrari engine is the Ferrari of engines, I'm thinking.
I mean, 600 brake horsepower in a dirigible, you know, like a boat like that, yeah, right, out on choppy water with a group of bricklayers from Dulwich who've never been on the sea yet. It's a recipe to disaster, isn't it? Really?
Right. Apparently he's had all these offers from skippers and stuff. I thought, oh yeah, I bet you have. Every
Right.
Tom, Dick and Harry is telling you they're a skipper.
Yeah.
All right, it's Gakushi's best mate now. Tommy Robinson is very excited about his upcoming protest on May the 16th. Speakers now include reality TV slapper Sharon Osbourne and failed election candidate Valentina Gomez. Here is her little promo for the event, followed by a ranting Tommy.
Give me freedom.
It's on you.
I'm going to use this opportunity, after watching what's happening in the Republic of Ireland, to ask you, the British audience, what
is
other
it me
moment
too?
is there going to be with momentum, with the crowd, with the scale of the event we're going to have, with patriots travelling from every corner of Great Britain? When is this going to happen again? It's not going to happen organically within a day or week. People need time. They've had time. We've given you the date. May 16th is the date. It's the date that Britain rises. It's the date Britain unites. It's the date the world hears our roar. That we have had enough of migration. We've had enough of mass immigration. We've had enough of the oppression from a tyrannical government. The Labour Party are going to get trounced 7 days before this election. This election will become a demand for a new election. Get rid of those tyrants in power. Get rid of them. We don't want another 3 years of borders open. 3 more years of police oppression. 3 more years of corruption in the judiciary. 3 more years of their bullshit, again, and abuse of the British public. We've had enough of it. Enough of rapists coming into our country on boats. Enough of putting people first. Enough of not giving British families their homes. People waiting on housing lists for 10 years, 15 years, and you give them to loads of Afghanis who are 22 times more likely to rape people. We've had enough. This is the moment that Britain rises. If you're watching what's happening in Ireland, it's our turn on May 16th. Make your plans. To the detractors who don't like me, what other moment is there going to be like this? To get those numbers in our capital city, to unify our 4 nations together. When is it going to happen? When else are we going to have this moment? The momentum is with us. You saw what we've done on September 13th. The entire world is watching. We have support coming from some of the biggest governments in the world. Trust me. Okay? We have some great surprises for all of you on May 16th. Now, whilst I'm saying this, whilst I see some people making certain comments, do you know the fight we are going through to legally have this event? The hurdles we're jumping through. Do you know now we've got to hire crowd control people? £15,000. They're throwing all these obstacles at us. Every day we're jumping through new hoops to make sure we put on a safe event. The left, the pro-Palestinians, they're going mental. There's an article now in today's Guardian that the police have took our side. I believe the police have took our side. That's it. The police are on our side. The police are fed up of the betrayal of the British people. The police are fed up of the way that they were used for political policing against their own population. Everyone in this country is fed up. May 16th is chosen as the date. Make your plans. There's never going to be a moment like this to bring London to a total standstill. For the world to watch and hear our voice. They have made us, silenced us for 2 or 3 decades. And we will be silent no more. Not only will we not be silent, but we will have the entire world from every corner of this globe is going to be watching you, hearing your voice, sending a message to the corrupt establishment and letting Keir Starmer know, get out of that house. No one wants you there. We want an election right now. That's what's happening after 7. They're going to get trounced in the locals. This will be a demand for an election descend on London May 16th. There you go. Got that out of my system, didn't I? And all of it will be done peacefully. So make sure I may get pretty passionate and pretty irate because I'm angry. Because we're all angry. But you know what? They'd want you to spill over that anger. We have managed to control our own supporters and to channel it. And what we're saying is if you wasn't being heard, I'd understand people's anger. But we are going to have the world listening to what we're saying on May 16th. Bring your families, bring your flags, bring your smiles. We're having a party. We're celebrating British identity and we decide how we behave. And on May 16th, we will control our behaviour and have a great day. Make your plans, Britain. And God bless the patriots in Ireland. Stand up. Keep standing up. I can see your government falling on this issue. And you see if the Irish government fall. It's a message to the rest of you of what unity can do. So let's unify Britain on May 16th.
Anyway, here's another tweet sent by Tommy to himself.
Hi Tommy, not sure if you're aware of this, but I work in residential childcare. There is a growing number of Pakistani people opening or trying to open care homes in West Yorkshire. Ofsted are aware a lot of the areas are in known grooming areas with high CSE rates. My fear is that this will lead to more young white girls being exploited. Not sure if anyone has already made you aware, but you don't know the half of it. I'm in Halifax and work in Bradford, and it is horrendous, mate.
Yeah, and how about some full stops, Tommy? What a numpty. It looks like Tommy was using a fake account to post this message to himself, but forgot to swap over. Total grift and no full stops.
Good old Tommy Robinson. Work Through says, happy 21st birthday, Jem. Thank you very much for that super chat, Work Through. I will be 61, actually. And like I say, if anyone would like to super chat the show, please do, or hit the PayPal link, even better, than I get all of your lovely money, and Google don't get any. Anyway, that was Tommy. Oh, the Valentina Gomez thing, that was the artist on that was, I can't remember his name, but he's half Somalian, half Canadian. And that was the 2010 World Cup song or something that she used there for that.
Has this Tommy guy ever made a movie where a video where he was happy?
No, he's always ranting and angry. They all are, aren't they? They're all like this. They make themselves angry. And they've been bleating on and on about two-tier policing for the last, 3 years. And now, all of a sudden, the police are on their side, and that's a good thing.
How are they going to bring London to a standstill with their smiles?
It's just, they're saying this peaceful thing, but there's no way this is going to be peaceful.
I mean, if they're going to bring it to a standstill, they're going to have to lay in the streets and superglue themselves to road furniture like some sort of lentil scoffing, sort of like libtards, aren't they? Oof.
Yeah. Well, they're planning on staying the weekend. They've been saying about bringing tents, and they're just going to bring the centre of London to a standstill, they reckon. I mean, they forget that there's a whole load of laws against doing that now.
That'll fix it.
We'll see with the turnaround. We'll see if people are standing up or not.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you'll see in the next clip as well, I think there's a little bit of desperation around this. Because when you look at these videos where they're promoting this event, there's loads and loads and loads of negative comments. There's plenty of people saying they're going, I'm coming from Cardiff, Tommy. But there's loads of people saying, what's the point? We've done it 3 times already. It doesn't change anything. And of course, for a lot of people, he forgets, and a lot of them forget because most of them live in London or the home counties. But if you don't live in those places, going to London for the day is expensive. Most people are going to be spending £100 just to go for one day. If they want to go for the weekend, even with a tent, buying food and everything, it's going to be a lot of money. And of course, a lot of their Islot haven't got lots of money. He doesn't realise because he has got lots of money. And also, I think it's so entitled as well. The idea that he just, because he doesn't like the result of an election, he can just force a new one. He can just, negate the votes of 49 million people who voted in the last election. Just say, no, that doesn't count. I want another go. It's just entitled and ridiculous. And there's no way in a million years they're going to force a change of government.
I presume that Tommy Robinson is very much for a second referendum on the Brexit, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he would be.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, we've had huge rejoin marches, vast ones. But, of course, they're claiming, still claiming that they had 3 million at the last one. And there's already talk of 5 million at this one. So mark my words, that's the figure they'll come out with when it happens, that there were 5 million people there.
5 million?
Even though we worked it out, when they said it was 3 million, if there'd actually been 3 million people there, the march would have gone all the way to Reading to have fitted all those people in.
Oh, God.
Miss says, everyone could use more money. Hope this helps, Jeb. Yes, it does. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Yes, please feel free to super chat the show. Anyway, oh, hang on, have I missed one? I've missed one. Another one from Miss. In memory of Branch, wouldn't let me do 2 cents. So she did $2. Yeah, because Branch always used to do like, whatever it was, 100 rupees or something, which was like 14 pence. Anyway, where did we get to? Yeah, so I think he's completely out of order, thinking that he can just force an election. And what then? When we've had another election and presumably elected the people he likes, can I just organise a protest and force another election because I don't like the result of that one?
Yes, you can, Jim.
It's
yes,
kind
you
of,
can.
Well, it's kind of the end of democracy, really, isn't it? It's kind of its mob rule now. It's like who can whip up the biggest, most annoying mob gets to demand elections.
Exactly. It's effectively it's ruled by conga. Who's got the longest line of people dancing this to the same tune?
Right. Exactly. Okay, moving on. Well, not much. Danny Tommo is equally excited about this May the 16th event. Here he sounds quite desperate as he attempts to emotionally blackmail people into attending. Listen carefully, though, in this clip and the upcoming clips. He reveals what their real intentions for this event are.
I believe that this year will be one of the most important years in our patriotic recent history. I genuinely believe that. So when it comes to the 16th of May, let me be absolutely categorically crystal clear. It is let me talk to the men for a second. It is your absolute duty as an English or British man to be in London on the 16th of May. Because if you're not, you should be shamed for it. That's how far this goes. If you're not in London on the 16th of May, standing up for no one but you and your family and your children and their futures or your family's future, then you should be shamed, absolutely shamed in the fact that you're not there. I know that this goes beyond, let me be absolutely clear about this. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've organised demonstrations up and down the country. I've been involved with Tommy for 10 years. This goes beyond Tommy. This goes beyond that. People that just wanted to be left alone. The lads that just wanted to get on with their lives, just wanted to pay their bills and get on with their lives. They are the ones that are now listening. They are the ones that are now coming on the 16th of May. And that changes the game entirely. Because before, you had a lot of people that was lots of Tommy supporters, a lot of supporters of the cause. But now everyone understands the reality if we don't stand up. So that's the message. You have to be in London on the 16th of May as an English and British man. And if you're not, don't tell me that you had an event to go to or it was your sister's birthday and you couldn't get out of it. This is now seriously an important moment of our lives. Nothing takes precedent over this. Nothing. And I mean that, absolutely nothing. What we're doing on the 16th of May, and for the Met police officers watching this, I need to make something extremely clear. We are not going to London to commit violence against anyone. That doesn't achieve anything. Okay? And I'm being honest with you. What's happening is British and English men, I mean, women as well, I mean, in World War II, it was the men that went. And I believe that we are in a scenario where the men need to take control. Just because it could be dangerous, it could be risky for women, for children to be, when it gets like further into the night, whatever, it could be risky. But we have to do what needs to be done. And that will be made extremely clear on the day. Because when I look back in 20 years' time, they say, were you part of the 16th of May? That turning point. Because you've got to remember, we're going to have an election before the 16th of May. We're going to have the local elections in early May. And what's going to happen is, it's going to wipe out Labour. It's going to wipe them out. And I promise you it will. I can see it. I envision it. I saw it with the Brexit vote. They got in different terms, but they're going to get wiped out. And what's going to happen on that day is it's going to show where this is leading, and it's leading to change. That's what it's leading to. But I will be making it very clear on the day after everything has come to an end, and normally those people would then walk off and go home. Well, that's not happening. That's not happening. It's not going to be done violently. It's not going to be criminal damage. It's not going to be fighting with the police, because that's what the police want. That's what the government want. They want you to start throwing things at them so they can get heavy-handed. We're going to do things a little bit different. And I'm not going to announce any of the plans until probably 24 hours up to the day, so they have no ability to stop anyone. So it's going to be a very interesting day. It's going to be very, very, very satisfying for the patriotic movement of this country and everyone in this country. You got to remember, the left are a complete minority, but they do control the loudest voices. You may have seen the left having their protest a few weeks ago in London. Let me make something extremely clear. They were to do with unions, organisations. They took every loony lefty from every part of the United Kingdom and they brought them, they bust them in, and they used the streets behind Downing Street to put all of their coaches. I mean, it was incredible, hundreds of coaches. They think that we're stupid. They think that we think that that's the public. It couldn't be further from the truth. And when the 16th of May comes around, that's the organic support. That's the grassroots of British and English communities coming out and saying no. Just like Ireland are doing now. We're never going to get a moment like this again. This is something that has never happened before. I promise you. I promise you. This will be the biggest patriotic stand in history. In history. And you have to be part of it. 16th of May, London. Every man's duty in the United Kingdom. If you know someone that says they're not going, then shame them. Their grandfathers, my grandfather, your grandfathers would be absolutely ashamed of you if you aren't willing to step up, stand up, and do what's needed on the 16th of May. Get yourself down there, get yourself prepared for it, get your head round it, and understand why you're doing it. Like I said, London, this is different. But we have to be very careful what we say. Take the hint. Yeah? You can't come on here and start saying this, that, and that. Or I'll end up being arrested for incitement to a riot. Think about it, guys. Be smart. Read between the lines. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Saviour. We love him. Yeah?
He's a creepy looking cunt, isn't he? With that creepy fucking smile.
I can't say we're going to riot. I just can't say it.
I know. It's so obvious. It's so obvious, isn't it? What they're
it's so nuanced. I can't really. It's so cryptic. I'm sitting there scratching maybe what he means.
They know when that crowd are in London and they are not going home for the night. They know they're going to go to the pub, and they're going to have a skinful because they're all with all this crowd that's. They're all euphoric, aren't they? Because they're surrounded by people who agree with them and they agree with. And they're going to be a mob, a drunken mob, and they're going to cause a load of trouble. And he knows that's going to happen. Yeah. But he won't be involved in it. He'll be there going, I was telling them to stop. All the way along, I've been saying it's going to be peaceful.
He'll be back in his Nazi conservatory next week when he's doing the same thing again.
Right.
The thing he goes, those loony lefties, they literally arrange and they bus in all the loony lefties from around the country, all of them into London. Anyway, here I am arranging to get all the people who I agree with shipped into London.
Right, I know. And he actually says that, you need to organise transport. I mean, he said all that, because he went to that big protest, that Unite Against the Right or whatever it was. It's huge protest. They're claiming 500,000. I don't know if that's true. But he went to that and he saw all these coaches and stuff. And he's going, they're organised. But then he says that the unions and every loony lefty, but they think that we think, they're trying to tell us that that's the public. Well, who do you think is in unions, you idiot? I mean, of course they're the fucking public. And he reckons that that the left is outnumbered. But less than 2 years ago, we elected a Labour government. Does he think everybody just changed their mind suddenly? I mean, it's just fantasy. Okay, next. This is all a bit weird. It's an ongoing situation that still has to reach a conclusion. At the end, I will bring you up to date. Maybe you'll remember in the summer of 2024, a terrible attack on children led to riots and attacks on mosques, hotels, housing asylum seekers, and businesses of people in minority communities across the UK. This was caused by disinformation about the perpetrator being a recent illegal immigrant to the UK, which became viral when it was picked up by influencers like Andrew Tate and Marjorie Taylor Greene. At the heart of this disinformation was our old friend Danny Tommo, who made an angry rant from his car blaming immigrants and calling for action. Well, he's at it again. Take a look.
So as many of you will know, on Saturday night, a woman in her 20s was gang raped outside of a church in Epsom. There are unconfirmed reports that these perpetrators were from either the HMOs or the migrant hotels in the vicinity of this location. Since Saturday, there's virtually been no information provided to the community of Epsom or the surrounding communities about any information about who they should be looking out for when it comes to gang rapists in their community. And that speaks volumes, because I can almost guarantee you, if this was a bunch of white males that gang raped a girl outside of a church, that information would have been published very, very quickly. The reason it's now been 3 days and still no information is pretty obvious as to why. Because time and time again, this keeps happening. The authorities and the police have allowed this to flourish without any pushback on it at all. And very, very soon, those that just wanted to be left alone, those that just wanted to get on with their lives, are going to have to do something very, very bad. Because it comes to a point where if the authorities are not protecting our young women, our young girls, then it comes down to us, our community, us as British and English patriots, as men of England, to stand up for them. Enough is enough. And soon they are pushing us to do something we really don't want to do. So before we gather as a crowd here, I want to give the opportunity for these police officers to have a chat with us. There's a couple of lads here that are residents of Epping. There's other residents of Epping that are in the car park down there. You know, it's been 4 days. 4 days. I mean, 24 hours is, you know, is okay, you're doing your inquiries. 48 hours is questionable. 4 days. 4 days. And there's still no information about anything. So she's going to get a sergeant. Let's see what the sergeant says.
Sorry.
Hi there. Hiya. Yeah, before it gets a bit, before, don't touch me, please. Before the crowd gathers and there's a big commotion, we want the opportunity to give someone to have a chat with the community outside. It's been 4 days, guys. It's been 4 days. Why are you smiling?
I'm a council worker.
Okay. It's been 4 days and there is gang rapists walking the streets of this town and no one is talking to the community on any level. And that is unacceptable. 24 hours.
Fella,
no, not
distressing people.
I'm not distressing anyone. You're distressing. Mate, there's gang rapists out there.
Yeah.
Are you a police officer? Are you a police officer? No, you're not a police officer. I'd like to speak to a police officer. Are you a police officer? No, you're not a police officer. No, I want to speak to a police officer. I want to speak to a police officer. No. Don't you can raise your voice at me, mate. Are you a police officer? Are you a police officer? If you put, it's civil. It's a civil matter. If I'm trespassing, it's a civil matter. I want a police officer here. I want to speak to a police officer.
You need to get out your trespassing.
No, it's a civil matter, and you know the law. Listen, there's gang rapists out there, mate. Imagine if it was your daughter. Imagine if it was your daughter. So you're more concerned about people. People aren't worried about finding these guys. Has anyone been arrested?
I'm not involved in the investigation.
You don't know as a police officer from this town if anyone's been arrested for the gang rape of a woman.
So I'm not involved in the investigation. So
well, find someone that is. Let's go. Where are we going to find someone that is?
No one in Epsom because they work in offices like.
Well, can we bring someone down because the community are very concerned. The community are very, very concerned. It's been 4 days. What worked on the case? It's been 4 days.
Yeah,
4 days, mate. What do you think's about to happen in this town? What do you think's about to happen? What do you think's about to happen, mate? What do you think? You're talking about an investigation. Let me tell you about an investigation. If this was a mosque that was set on fire, that you would be inside the mosque, sitting down, having cups of tea, making sure they're all up to date. No one's up to date in this town. No one. And it takes people like me to have to come and travel here just to get people to come out and talk to us. What the hell is going on?
I would like to talk to you about.
Are you fucking for real? You're the police and you're not willing to talk to me. Lads, you're fucking taking a piss. Do you want it to go off in this town, dear? Do you want it to go off? Do you want it to go off? Go make some fucking calls now. Go and make some calls. Go and make some calls and find out. So there is a picture that's come out for lads. Look, they definitely look Middle Eastern. We can't confirm that in a minute, but apparently that's come from CCTV. Yeah. So as you can tell, if you look around, you have a look around, you see what's starting to happen. You see what's starting to happen in the community. So what's going to happen when Mr. Tom? Listen, this is not directed at you. You've got to understand, this is not directed at you because I can see that you're a PCSO. But you have to understand. Look at this community. They're very angry, yeah? And we don't want it to go a certain way, do we? We don't want that, and you don't want that. Okay. So we need a senior police officer. These people ain't leaving until a senior police officer comes down and says a statement. Give us an idea of what these people are being faced with. They all have daughters. They all have wives. They all have. No, not happening. Not happening. No one's moving. No one's moving. No one's moving. No. You stop the community. You're talking about a gang rape of a 20-year-old woman by 4 men, and you're talking about people moving about that. That's crazy. Look at it. Look at that community. Look. That's what should happen. Every time something happens, that's what should be happening. All the English and British lads coming out and not having it. That's how it's done. Yeah? These police have had it for too easy for too long. Too long they've had it easy for. They're not worried about us. They need to fear us again. That's the problem. They need to fear us again. Yeah, let's go. I think we've got to go, Bill. Yeah, we've got to go. Let's go. Come on. On the road. Just bring the whole place to a standstill, mate. This is the only way to get the message across. It's the only way. A senior police officer from this borough needs to speak to all these people and tell them exactly what's going on. Have there been any arrests? Have they got these men off the street? Who are they? Should they be looking out for?
So listen.
Can you answer the question? Has anyone been arrested?
No. At the moment, I can't say anything.
So that's the problem. So are you guys flooding this town every single day until they're found?
Can you say?
Yes, of course. No, go on.
So at the moment, we are working with limited information. Okay. We are releasing what we can.
that we are working with the victim, who is currently speaking to our sexual offences trained officers.
In 4 days.
But no one is in hospital.
Okay, but it's been 4 days.
Okay. But I'm telling you what we post online.
I understand, but it's been 4 days.
I can't tell you anything more because it might jeopardise the investigation.
Yeah, but I can tell you now, if this was the Muslim community, you'd be sat in the mosque having a chat with them.
But
I'm just. It's only when the white working class community of this country that this happens.
At the moment, you are causing significant distress in the community. You're
Are you joking? Are you joking? You're taking the piss.
We're causing distress to the community, apparently. So the officers are saying that you guys are causing the community distress. That's what you're doing. By standing up for your community and asking for answers based on the gang rape of a 20-year-old girl just down that road. You standing here today, taking a stand for your community, apparently is causing distress. They're taking the fucking piss.
Having the illegals here is causing me distress.
We'll move if they give us a description. We will move if you give us the descriptions of who has done this. Yes.
Who raped the girl?
Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl?
Look, smirking as
You
well.
don't even give a shit. Look at them. They don't care.
Fucking shit.
They don't give a shit. That's the problem in this country. They fear every other community but the white working class. And that needs to change. That needs to change. You're allowing this community to guess. And that is a serious issue. You're allowing this community to speculate, not because of their faults, because of your fault. You're letting them speculate. No one else is speculating, and they're speculating because of you. You had one opportunity to tell this community what is going on. What? Why is he laughing? Why are you fucking laughing?
You're laughing at me. Muslim migrant cunts. Dirty bastard. Dirty Muslim scum.
Hundreds of thousands of migrant men from third world countries are flooding our streets, and this is happening way too often. We have a serious issue, and you guys are making it a lot worse.
No, you're making it a lot worse.
You can just see what's going to happen on May 16th, can't you?
Right. But they don't care about who raped the girl. They don't care. What they just want ammunition. They just want to be able to say this is some migrant men that did this. So they've got something, to make people angry with on May the 16th. That's why he's down there. It isn't his community, as he puts it.
No.
I mean,
like you say, the police told him, really, there's an investigation. We haven't arrested anybody. Then what more do they want to know?
Well, the plot thickens, Pazza. More from Epsom. Go on.
What I will say is who raped the girl? I'm predicting that may be the UK's Christmas #1 this year.
Anybody else got anything to say on this?
Their anger is understandable, but the police are not going to give any information to an angry mob.
Right. Of course they're not.
Yeah, they're just...
What do you think, Yakushi, about all this? Any thoughts? Is he still with us?
I think he's a patriot and he's standing up for the girls. So we'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, let's see what happens. More from Epsom now, and Danny solves the case when a random woman comes forward with information that someone told her, and surprise, surprise, Danny's suspicions are confirmed.
Who's the woman white? She's a relative. It was the migrants. There you go. There we go. How do you know that? How do you know that? No, just tell me. Just tell me. How do you know?
Someone's told me there was 4 migrants raped her for 2 hours. They've got them on this pink ladies. I'm part of the pink ladies.
Yeah, love the pink ladies. Yeah. I know the pink ladies.
They have got CCTV, but they will not release it.
Yeah. There you go. And she knows the family. So there we go. There's the reason why they're not telling you. So that's the information that woman has had come first hand, that these are 4 migrant men that are living in some sort of housing down the road. That's why they're silent. They know what this will do. They know, after what happened in Brighton, what happened to that 14-year-old girl, and all the others that happened. That's why they're not telling you. They know exactly, and that woman's just confirmed it. 39%. You got a lead? Yeah. Mate, just make sure you remind me, I don't want my live to go off, yeah? It's got to look how many people are watching. 7,000. You have allowed this to happen. All you had to do was give the community the update. It is now taking a woman that knows insider information that it was 4 migrant men that have gang raped a woman in this town. You could have said that information. You could have told them.
2 hours! She was raped for 2 hours! And you know what? It was organised because they knew where to get her, pregnant her, and they fucking took her into our religion fucking house!
I know. She's right.
Scumbag!
They did it at a church. They did it at a church. They did it, and they know these officers know exactly what's going on. And they are worried now about the community flashback. Well, let me tell you now. Let me tell you very clearly now. You ain't seen nothing yet. And I'm telling you that from a place that I know what's coming. If you don't start talking to this community, you are putting yourselves in some serious shit. You have to start talking.
Here they come! Here they come!
Right, why are you trying to antagonise the crowd? Why are you antagonising people? Stay still. You're not going to move the crowd. No, listening to what? You're not listening. That's the problem. They want to know who raped the girl. Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl?
Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl? Who raped the girl?
Do not antagonise this crowd. You are trained not to antagonise the crowd.
Police update on suspects after woman gang rape. Just in.
What is it? What's the update?
Right there.
There is an update that has just been put out. Let's have a little read. Police have issued an update after a woman was raped by several men outside of a church in this town. The incident is reported to have taken place between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. on Saturday outside the church on Ashley Road. The woman in her 20s reported that several men raped her after leaving the nightclub nearby. Officers said that they do not yet have significant information to provide on the suspect. Surrey police say they have carried out house-to-house inquiries, interviewed witnesses and reviewing CCTV. The force said it is working on to establish the sequence of events. This says fuck all.
Right, send them back. Start sending them back. Send 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 them back.
I do not believe for 1 second that senior police officers that are investigating this do not know the identity of these 4 men.
Protect our women and children.
He's just trying to black us off. They know. They know who it is. They know who it is. They know. They know who it is. The only reason they're keeping this from us, we all know why. We all know why. Hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrant men from third world countries where they treat women and girls like shit are now living around us. Enough is enough. This is being engineered to destabilise our country. They've already said that someone from some lady is connected to the family. She said it was 4 migrant men. They had flip-flops on and they were talking in their language while they were doing it. We've got a proper standoff here at the minute. Is there any more information that can be provided so we can bring this to an end? There's no information. So what you're telling us is that you know who it is, but you don't know the names.
No. there are no known suspects.
So you've got no CCTV?
I don't know the investigation. What I do know is that
Don't you think that's a bit mad?
At the moment,
considering
I
how
know
many
there are no
CC
known suspects.
There are no known suspects.
Yeah. They don't.
But
know
you
that
don't.
they
You're
don't
not
have
telling.
identities. They don't even have anything. I know what you're
Are you-
thinking.
okay.
No, we don't have anything.
No pictures, no videos, no nothing.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not in investigations.
Yeah.
I'm on this.
Yeah.
But that's my understanding, and I'm quite happy to stand here and say that. Actually,
Are you sure about that? I mean, I know your level. I know you're an inspector, but
I'm sure as I can be saying you, and I wouldn't say it because I know how many cameras I'm on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
yeah.
say it if I didn't believe it. At
Okay.
the moment, there are no known suspects.
This is mad. Mad. How many cameras? There's 8 cameras around that church.
That can change over time. And
Yeah,
that
I
is
know,
what
but,
they
it's
hope
full,
will
but
change.
what I'm saying is, if you had a press release, a press release, or not a press release, you had police officers coming onto the TV and telling all of these people, right, listen, we're trying our hardest. You know, we've got looking at CCTV. You've said, not you personally, but the community, the police have said, you've said nothing to them.
Yeah, you need to know more.
They need to know what the fuck is going on. They can't send their little girls to school.
Release. I don't know if that's done anything to assist. But
sorry,
but at the moment, all I know is that there are no known suspects, and then, but that doesn't mean they're not looking for suspects. They're not
Well, I
doing
hope
all
they
of the
are.
investigation.
I hope they
They'll be looking at CCTV. They're looking at house to house. They'll have an investigative strategy around it.
I know, but there's a
However,
massive.
At the moment, they do not
They've
know.
got to have some. They've got to have pictures or videos because if you.
I mean, undoubtedly you'll have cameras and stuff, undoubtedly, and they've got to go through the process of retaining all that, sitting there, viewing it, doing everything they've got to do, and undoubtedly they are doing that. It's just at the moment they don't have a known suspect. When they do, they then police put in place arrest plans and investigation strategies and everything around it that they need.
Yeah, to be honest, it sounds like hot air, mate. To be honest, I mean, I know you're telling me what you can, but it all sounds a bit like hot air, mate. Because there's so many cameras. I mean, there's a bank there, so they definitely got cameras. You've got 8 cameras around that thing. So even if those men have walked that way, or they've come from this way, they must have caught them on CCTV. So
I'm sure they will.
I know. Yeah, well, you've heard it. Yeah. All right. They have the descriptions. They know exactly who's done it. What they're saying is they don't know the names. Now, there's only a couple of reasons why they don't release the information the way they should, and we know what that is because they know what will happen once it comes out. And the sooner they realise that they're just going to have to tell the truth at some point. This community can't let the women in this community aren't letting their kids go out after school. The girls aren't walking their dogs. The women that are going to work are scared, and their husbands are telling them to come straight home. Don't walk anywhere. People are having days off work because they're scared. So what's happening today is the community is standing up. The men of this community are standing up. They're not committing any violence because today is not the day. There's a time and a place for civil unrest. And today is not that day. Today is about sending a message. This isn't the type of group in the numbers that we need on the 16th of May. That's a completely different ball game. Completely different ball game. But this is what needs to happen every single time. People need to rise up, bring the place to a standstill. We have now brought this whole community and the back end of this community to a standstill for the right reasons. It's on the news, the police officers are talking about it, everyone's talking about it. That's what it's about. Because when it comes to the real time, when it needs to go the way it needs to go, people know what the crack is. Simple as that.
Oh, the entitlement is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, the thing.
Shall I, before you go any further, shall I just bring you up to date with the latest statement from police on this? Because it's quite interesting and it puts a bit of another light on this. Update. Right. Over the past week, there has been widespread speculation and commentary regarding this report. It says further update following a report of a rape in Epsom. So, over the past week, there's been widespread speculation and commentary regarding this report. We are aware of the strength of feeling this has created and of the frustration caused by our limited public comment on the matter. During this time, we have been investigating in depth to establish the sequence of events and to clarify the circumstances surrounding the reported incident. We have reviewed an extensive amount of CCTV footage from the area. We have also been interviewing potential witnesses, carrying out forensics investigations, and conducting house-to-house enquiries. To date, we have not found any evidence of the offence as reported, but the investigation is ongoing. There has been much speculation about the non-release of a description of any suspects, especially regarding ethnicity. No descriptions have been released as the information about the incident and potential suspects is so limited. To address that specific commentary, there is no evidence that asylum seekers or immigrants were involved. And then they just ask for more information. So,
are they saying they're not sure that it actually happened?
That's what it sounds like, right? There's no evidence that it happened. That's what they say. There's no evidence of the offence. To date, we have To date, we have not found any evidence of the offence as reported. And that
limited evidence means. Sorry, go on.
But it includes them looking at CCTV footage and interviewing people and forensics, which would include examining her, right?
Yeah, that's standard.
So,
unless she said no,
right?
Yeah, so limited. In that case, limited evidence clearly means what she told them.
Right. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, I don't want to be victim blaming here. And like I say, I don't want to be doing what Danny Tommo did and be leaping to conclusions before there is a conclusion. But at the moment, as things stand right now today, it looks like she made it up.
Yeah. One thing, well, what we do know for certain is there's no evidence that can be, other than what she said, which is not what you base a public announcement on usually, yeah.
Right.
And there is no photo. He said, "Oh, they got CCTV of 4 men. They know who they are." That's all made up.
Right. And he actually said that to the copper, didn't he? He said, so what you're saying is you know who they are, but you're not releasing the names. And the copper said, no, there are no known suspects. And then right after it, he does his piece to camera and he says, they know who they know who they are, but they're not releasing their names. You know, I mean,
and then they start talking about 4 people in a local bedsit.
Right. And
there's a crowd there that are spending their afternoon getting angry at the police over something that they really can't get. It's really not worth getting angry over at this point because it's not the police's fault. There was certainly not the blokes.
It's been 4 days. 4 days, Pazza. 4 days.
I know.
4 days.
I know, but those guys are going to go down on the 16th, get a skin full of beer in a bigger crowd than that, yeah, and it's going to get dark, and you know who they're going to take it out on.
Right. Right. It's definitely going to go down then, isn't it? Definitely.
I mean, it's not.
But it depends actually, because the police, they're pretty good at putting down protests these days. Defusing them.
If it's true that a migrant raped a British lady, then it's got to go down. It's got to go down.
But it's 4 of them. She's accused. If she's at, the accusation is, according to what she said, it was 4 of them in flip flops talking a foreign language. Yeah. Now, Jakushi, would you agree, Jakushi? Yeah. If it turns out, right, that all the forensics from her indicate this didn't happen, right, and the police are satisfied that this didn't happen and she made it up, should this woman be prosecuted, Jakushi?
Yeah, if she made it up, yeah.
But she's a victim.
Because if she's made it up,
they're trying to say she's not a victim. She made it up. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. No, I'm not saying we should jump to the conclusion that's the case. But if they do, obviously they're going to do forensics on her and all the sort of things they do. And if they scour all the CCTV from the area and they find nothing going on there, and they even find her, moving around on CCTV in such a way that demonstrates it couldn't have happened. Okay, I think she should be prosecuted because she's potentially a catalyst in civil unrest.
Right, at least a caution. But I think,
but
also,
I'm not drawing to that conclusion yet. I wouldn't draw that conclusion yet.
But there's other things that don't, like the woman, the supposed insider with the inside information. She was going on about how they took her into our religion house. Right, well, there's no way a church would be left unlocked all night, and nobody else was saying they took her in the church. The original story was it happened in front of the church. But I think Tommo at some point or someone came up with they took her up some alley at the side of the church which, I mean, I didn't see that, but I guess there must be anyway, there seem to be various stories about that, but you can be certain that they didn't take her in a church.
Yeah. Well, this is it, isn't it? You get a big enough mob and an angry enough mob and a frustrated enough mob, and you get the shouty version of Chinese whispers, where someone says one thing, and then this is what's going to happen in London on May the 16th. There's going to be people saying, "Oh, there's so and so fucking here. He said that, and they said this. Let's go over there."
I mean, all he had to go on was that she was a friend of the family. Was that the initial guy that said give her the mic said that to her? She didn't say that. When he said, "How do you know?" she didn't say, "Well, I'm a friend of the family." She said, "Someone told me." I mean, but it didn't matter, did it? He'd already decided long before that who was responsible. So, you know, because he was already saying, if this was some white guys that had done this, you know what I mean? Well, you don't know that it wasn't. And he also said, another thing he said was, this is what needs to happen every time. But he doesn't mean every time some poor girl gets raped, does it? It means every time some poor girl gets raped by some ethnicity that he doesn't like, you know.
And also he said, this is a peaceful gang, this is a peaceful group, there's no violence today. Unlike May the 60s, there's going to be nothing like this.
Right, exactly. I mean, when you read between the lines like he tells you to, all the clues are there, aren't they? It's all there for you. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too depressing, all of that stuff, but you know, I felt it was a story that had to be told, that one, because May the 16th is coming up and I want it on record that these guys are planning to generate civil unrest, aren't they?
Right, your show after that is May 17th, so maybe we'll have something on it then.
Oh my God, yeah. All right, I have the perfect crossover clip now to move us on to the flat earth. Do you remember Matt Houston, also known as the Blade Runner, who is famous for cutting down ULEZ cameras in London? Well, I know it may be difficult to believe, but it turns out he's a flat tard. Enjoy.
I think space is fake.
Do you?
Yeah. We're in a firmament. They haven't been to space. All the moon landings were bollocks. Every single NASA image is CGI. You find me a fucking a picture of a satellite in space that isn't CGI.
There is a radiation belt, which I'm still confused.
They called it the Van Allen belt. That's meant to be out in space, so like it still has to be fake. Like that's just another story. Like there's a firmament above us. There's videos of it, like the GoPro going up like on one of them balloons and hitting it. You can hear water above it.
You hear water above it.
What?
What? Oh, what a tit. This is the world that we live in now, though, isn't it? The podcasting world, where a shithead that cuts down publicly owned street furniture gets on a podcast to tell you about how there's a firmament.
That's right. I'm an expert on this kind of shit, ain't I?
All right, another surprise flatty, or at least flatty supporter, who came to light this week was creepy weirdo Sam Hyde of Fish Tank fame. Take a look.
I'll never deny anything. I won't even deny flat Earth. I'm not going to deny anything. And the whole point, by the way, to me, the reason why you would leave it open for flat Earth, even though I'm pretty certain it's not flat, but the reason you'd leave it open is because doctor.
Riz. By a doctor.
Next time you see a doctor, swag them.
Now that's logic.
Okay. A scientist.
He's probably Dr. Giggles.
That's what that argument to me. That's why, by the way, if you ever midwit people on Reddit, when you ever see people dunking on flat earthers, you see that?
Oh yeah.
So first of all, it's like if you were dunking on someone for being a juggalo.
Yeah.
The flat earther thing. Like, oh, you believe in flat earth? What are you, a wacko? It's like, oh, what are you, a juggalo? It's not. First of all, you're not even you're not even in the realm of like serious discussion. What you're talking about is somebody else's hobby.
Right.
You're talking about like it's a hobby to be that level of conspiracy theorist. It's fun, it's imaginative, it's a hobby, and dunking on it is like it's trivially easy to dunk on someone for being a juggalo. So doing it makes you look like a fucking fool. And the reason why people dunk on flat earthers so hard, if you go on Reddit, people with 110 IQ points, they think it's like majestic, just chef's kiss. Mwah. You like that shit? Look, the people that dunk on flat earthers, the reason
Kemper's the guy
you ever
saying.
notice they do it super aggressively too, right? Look, if you
it's a big pie in your face.
If you go on a science subreddit or something and you even mention any tinge of flat earth, people come out of the woodwork to rip you apart, and it makes their day.
It's like something out of Ghost when the demons come out and drag you to hell.
The reason for that is the flat earth stuff is the normal person's perfect. It's the defense. There's no way to counter it, and it is perfect. It's the normal person's way of saying, fuck you, I do not trust establishment science, I do not trust doctors, I don't trust any of this.
It's perfect.
And that's deeply disturbing. Even if it's total fakery, to say you're a flat earther, it deeply disturbs the people who are enjoying the comfort of conformity. It's that you can't shut down a flat earther. You can't penetrate that. You can't make them. You cannot bring them over to the side of the establishment science.
Once you're out, you're out.
Yeah,
you never go back.
Yeah, you don't
trust anything
exit.
ever again.
And it's the bell curve again. It's they're losing stupid people, and that's very upsetting to them because stupid people are supposed to be on the side of conformity. They're supposed to be there.
What utter bollocks.
Well, at least he admits that flat earthers are stupid people.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
And he said that flat earthers being dunked on all the time.
Yeah, and they fucking
And he said-
deserve it because it's bullshit.
And he says it's a hobby. So there we are. Flat earthers are stupid hobbyists.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, it's Artemis 2 all the way down now, starting with Weiss and his absurd "it's a helium balloon" idea.
So we're really supposed to believe this thing? This flying scrapyard weighs millions of pounds and is heading off into space. Take a good look. You've got what look like PVC pipes, right-angle brackets, random exposed hardware. It looks less like cutting-edge engineering and more like something assembled behind a Home Depot on a long weekend. And this is the vehicle we're told will blast through the atmosphere at over 30 times the speed of sound. Meanwhile, the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, one of the fastest aircraft ever built, was designed like a precision blade. Smooth surfaces, no unnecessary angles, no junk sticking out. Why? Because at just 3 times the speed of sound, the heat and air resistance would rip anything sloppy to pieces. Even the paint was a problem. But now we're supposed to ignore all that and believe this bulky, uneven, bolt-on looking contraption somehow handles conditions that demanded near perfection before. Now take a good look at those engine mounts. Seriously, a precision-built spacecraft or the underside of a circus bounce house. Does that look like something engineered to survive extreme pressure, vibration and heat at launch? Or does it look like a nylon balloon that wouldn't last 5 seconds under real stress? And we're told this thing is heading to space. Let's be honest, the rocket you see on TV and what you can actually observe with your own eyes don't line up. Not even close. Multiple layers of presentation, angles and editing, all working together to sell you a story. The Artemis program rocket, and others like it, don't behave the way we're told rockets should. So, what if the assumption itself is wrong? What if these aren't traditional rockets at all? What if there's something entirely different, something far lighter than we're being told? I'm going to prove it for you now. Use your God-given senses and watch and think, and understand there are forces out there trying to keep you in a mind prison.
it up again, and so now we're seeing some more of that video of the external tank shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit.
Brain here. Guess where I am? You guessed it, on the ISS. A secret mission. They flew me up here. They wanted me to see that the ISS was real and the Earth is a ball. And I got to tell you, the Earth is a ball. Pacific, just guys wanted you to see this. The Earth is not flat. Uh-oh. Just kidding. This is a picture from my front yard. Don't be fooled.
Mike at Epsom in Worcester. Mike, take footage.
looking for the grounded magic. But that doesn't show something happening okay, you got that now. There, finally.
Unbelievably retarded that is, isn't it?
Well, actually, they aren't. The cameraman is free falling.
There should be a law that any information that's supplied to you on the internet with a four chord piano piece in the background should automatically be scrubbed from the internet.
Yeah,
because it's clearly not going to be information that's useful to you.
I like the way he started off by telling us that aircraft have to be all smooth, else they'll be ripped apart. And then later on shows us that crumpled bit of, I guess it's insulation material or something, that's all jagged and says, what type of aircraft is this? Well, not one that you believe could exist, right?
Yeah, I mean you may draw the comparison between the Lockheed Blackbird and the shuttle, the Artemis thing. I mean, the Lockheed flew at 85,000 feet at Mach 3.2 continuously, yeah.
Right.
Whereas the Artemis 2, when it got to that height, it was doing just over Mach 1.4.
Right.
That's the difference. Because a lot of things that can do Mach 1.4 do not have to look like the Blackbird, and certainly if they're going into thinner air every split second.
Right.
And the thing about the shuttle tank, look, the shuttle tank's not floating. Well, that man who jumped at the space, jumped at that thing and started falling, he wasn't in orbit.
Right.
When the space shuttle jettisons its main tank, it's at near orbital velocity. And if you understood that, you'd understand that it would fall away at orbital velocity minus that little bit.
Right.
It's just physics 101, isn't it? You just got to go look these things up.
Right.
Rather just, like you say, that piece of music tells you everything you need to know. If someone's playing a piece of music, then they're clumsy.
His whole argument
Did anybody ever notice that?
Oh, go ahead.
The SR-71 Blackbird leaks like a sieve when it's not in flight.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, they have to. Doesn't it have some
flimsy piece of crap?
Didn't they have to put something under the fuel tank to catch all the fuel that leaks out of it?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was hemorrhage fuel because of the expansion it would do when it heated up.
It also has to do an in-air refueling after it takes off.
Oh yeah, because it has a different takeoff fuel to flight fuel. Is that right? Something like that, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I never understood what they're trying to get at with the shuttle. Because even if they thought that main orange tank was a balloon or a dirigible,
right,
or just a floaty thing, okay, right? What did they think the two fucking great big rockets strapped to either side of it were?
Right. It just doesn't bother to address that, does it? It's just ridiculous. And also, he showed
after
that
10 seconds, the bitch is moving like a 500 mile an hour.
Right.
What balloon could stand that?
And he showed that like soldier balloon waving around in the wind that was bending backwards and forwards in different places, next to the shuttle tank that was perfectly rigid but just swaying slightly. You know what I mean? It was a completely different thing. I don't know. Anyway, Mark Sargent's Strange World gave us an Artemis review panel this week. Here is one of 4 clips, actually. Here are some excerpts of their deliberations.
So, Artemis is back, as you know.
Wait, Mark, before we start, I just want to thank you for having another coping session for you and I, because, Artemis has completely ruined our grift. And, it's over. We have to pack up our bags because this is literally put Flat Earth to bed.
Oh, Flat Earth is so triggered. Flat Earth is coping. Flat Earth is dead. Oh, yeah.
You and I are the #1 hit on YouTube all week on the Mark and Dave coping episode of whoever's show.
1.9 million as of right now.
Yeah.
And they, as you and I know better than most, Dave, how the ranking systems work. Once they saw that thing keep going, oh no, we're dropping that below the top 20. We do not want to get that any more traction than it already has. But yeah.
Will Netflix make a Artemis movie, or do they just want to make this go away?
Good question. Good question.
And by the way, Paige will not watch this tomorrow because she'll watch like every episode of a certain show, but when I'm on it, she skips that episode.
that is a fact. I don't know.
Like, I've seen enough at home.
She's like, I live with that. I don't need to see it again.
If I have to hear that voice one more time.
Oh, here he goes about the hypersonic sled track again.
Look what I can do, Paige.
Hey, all right. Well, I'll wait until we get into it. But I have actual footage of the capsule.
Oh yeah,
landing.
whatever you want to share as far as your screen goes. If you got, let's get into it. Which is okay. So we did a reaction. We did the return reaction when they came back from space and then lost communication. There's so many little points we could jump on, and then landed in the water. And I apologize sort of for the people that I cut the stream, because people are going, they were just about ready to open the door. Yeah, but what you didn't know was it still took them a while to open the door. Once they opened the door, it was another hour 15 before they landed the helicopter on the boat.
Did you see how small that capsule was? But when the guy went in through that little door, like really weird, he just kind of like popped in. Then there was all this space in there. It was like the Taj Mahal in there.
Right. It's
So
like,
weird.
yeah, that room. I mean, yeah, you had to walk out of that capsule to change your mind. I mean, that thing was tiny.
But when he went in there, he had to like walk around to go high five everybody.
Right. And do the medical check and do the toxic gas screening. And oh yeah, there were so many things. Okay, we're going to be jumping all around anyway.
All right.
What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about let's talk about before the landing. Let's talk about the little. What do you got queued up as far as?
I got everything, but I thought the approach. They're falling at 25,000 miles an hour. So you're in a tin can. You're falling at 25,000 miles an hour.
I just saw the Tesla Roadster fly by you.
Yeah, and
is this your new globy life?
No, this is I'm in space, dude. Come on,
You've
get rid of it.
Flipped. You've gone hard.
Get rid of it. And then they're waiting for there's a radio blackout because of the plasma or whatever. And then all of a sudden she's like, checking in for after a blackout, like the calmest voice ever, like she's sitting in an office somewhere. There's no way. The first communication would have been, help, there's vomit and poop everywhere. Like Joe passed out.
Sorry, what was that, JT?
I was just gonna tell Dave I got to commend him for all the quick, like 1 minute to 2 minute max videos that he was just cranking out on his channel. It was really, really helpful this week. People were loving it.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I actually have actual footage that they didn't air on TV of the capsule landing in the water. Can you make me? I guess that's big enough.
No.
There it is.
Oh, look at all
that's the capsule landing.
There it is.
There you go.
Wow.
Here, I'll play.
Now I know that Peanut's going to disagree somewhat and say that it wouldn't be that hot when it hits
5,000 degrees. They said it was 5,000 degrees it heated up to.
The question is,
Doesn't that melt steel?
Can you?
Yeah, what doesn't melt at 5,000 degrees? And what kind of insulation do you need not to melt those parachutes?
Yeah.
Now, is that AI or is that actually molten steel going in the?
That's molten steel going into water.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How long does it sit there?
It's a minute or so.
Wow.
What are they making?
I don't know.
Probably just ingots, right?
Stew.
Yeah.
Stew. That's good.
Throwing some veggies.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, that's the point. Where was the steam? We were all thinking it. Even the Globies are thinking it.
Well, hell, I'm gonna keep going. As long as you're showing videos, we're gonna have you on there. So this thing's coming down. Wait, is this already in the water? Yeah, it's already in the water. It's already hit.
It's hit. Yeah. Mark, you saw this though, right?
I did.
Yeah. DJ, calm yourself. Okay. This is Apollo.
You're bad.
Right?
What is that?
This is the Mars tracks of NASA. I mean, come on. They're like immature.
I don't know.
8-year-olds.
You're implying
Austin Powers.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's an Austin Powers joke.
What are you implying?
I'm not implying anything.
That's good.
Wait, one more. This isn't a kid. This isn't a kid's book. You know what? Where they tell us Uranus smells like farts. This is the spread with Uranus.
Is it a scratch and sniff?
No, it's a regular high quality book of all the planets. But when you get to Uranus, Uranus is split down the middle.
Yeah, if I was the publisher, I absolutely would have done this on one page or the other. I would not have. I would have not split the page.
It's too funny
at all.
You showed us that one before, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like
oldie but goodie.
You got to review this stuff. It's absolutely insane.
There are a number of, and again, we can whatever you guys want to jump around to. There were a number of glitches. We should probably talk about the during the 10-day mission, the ones that were real versus the ones that were AI, which was interesting. Like Dave, you know this one, where the one that supposedly where the 4 astronauts were being filmed by a mystery camera waving, and then it pans over to the window, and then the glare of the sun disappears. Supposedly that was AI, but for most of the general public, it didn't matter because it was so good that it's like, well, the damage is already done. It's like, fine, you want to say it's AI? There's a whole bunch of people that never found that out anyway. We didn't make it.
Well, they're blaming us. They're blaming flat earthers as fake.
They can blame flat earthers. Yeah. That's fine. But the Nutella one was real.
Yeah, that was real.
That was absolutely real, to where Saturday Night Live built it into their skit because they didn't have a lot to go on last week. So they decided to do a skit on Artemis, and they threw in the Nutella product placement, which was so odd out of all the things. And sorry, one more thing, and please cut me off, guys, whenever you can, because I'm hyped up, which is, what bothered me was when they said they had to rehydrate food, right? They had dried food, they had to add water to it. And it's like, it's only a 10-day mission. And it's not like you're going outside of the space capsule. So what are you rehydrating anything for? You could have taken MREs, fully blown, rations. Why did you have to reconstitute anything for this trip? And plus, you also showed, hey, you got Nutella, you got spoon right out of the jar,
and they're eating shrimp cocktail and all sorts of crap. Think about that in your stomach, where the bile doesn't know which way to go. There would be all sorts of gastral problems coming out of both ends.
Not to use, I hate to use the movie reference because South Park did such a great thing, which was, the human centipede thing. It's like, why would you eat anything that would give you gastral problems at all? Why wouldn't you just eat nothing but vanilla paste and protein capsules? Why would you eat anything? It's, you've got such a confined environment. The shrimp. That's
why they called it Artemis. Don't you know?
Artemis. Yeah, Artemis. It was good. All right.
I had to turn my camera off on that because I don't.
What other things about the launch? Little things, Dave. If you have them, we'll put them up. If not, the red dot, the green screen red dot markers on the.
The glitches, the NASA fails, the CGI.
That was a twofer because not only was there a red dot. Hang on, I'll blow this up. Not only was there a red dot. You guys, anyone that hasn't seen this, please, NASA fanboys, tell me. That is a straight up green screen marker right there. And we know this because when it flips over enough times, it disappears magically, right? Oh, look at that. Red dot's gone. What happened to the freaking red dot? But you get a twofer for that one because when it goes by his eye, not only does the dithering go wrong next to his eye, but he never even blinked. I mean, I'm sorry, when you have something with that sort of edge getting anywhere close to your eye, you are brushing that off instantly, instinctively, and he absolutely did not. Right. So what are you doing? And the trifecta, which is why do you have reconstituted food packs anyway? It's only a 10-day trip. You're not in space.
Aren't they fun, eh?
They're not in space, but everything is behaving like they're in space.
Speechless.
It's just so dumb, isn't it? The whole thing is dumb. I mean, they're using reconstituted food because they're practicing for longer missions, right? They need to have, what they would take,
an experiment.
To the moon with them, and it's just so obvious. And apparently, eating shrimp cocktail immediately just, all you can do is throw up after eating one of those.
Probably one of the easiest things to send up there. They just seal pack it, sous vide it, seal pack it, send it up.
Yeah.
I mean that thing with that meme of those molten slabs being dropped into quenched in water, to harden steel, and pretending that's analogous to the. I mean,
I know. And he says, what material can be heated up to that? Well, you can look that up. It's those heat tile things, that he uses sometimes. He goes on about these sort of things, aerogel and all of that. They love all that shit. But there's a video on YouTube.
It's actually ablative.
Is it ablative? I don't think.
Yes, I understand it.
I thought it was tiles on this.
No, the heat shield were revised for the Artemis. They're ablative now.
Oh right.
They're meant to basically bleed off.
They were tiles then, weren't they?
So the really hot shit is already gone.
Right.
Plus, it has all that time in the air where it's just a highly insulative material with a tiny amount of surface area that's actually still warm, cools off.
Right. Plenty of nice cold wind blowing over it for, I don't know, how long does it take to fall through the actual atmosphere?
I don't know. It was long enough to make me feel uncomfortable when I saw those drogue chutes turning into big chutes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, no, don't fucking burn in.
I know. I always think that. I always think, the chute's going to open. Or is it just...
That's the one time they should be giving us a blow-by-blow, a warning.
Yeah.
Apparently, the heat fuel is made of something called Avcoat, which is an ablative material consisting of silica fibers filled with fiberglass phelonic honeycomb matrix. Now, this is the point where we all snigger and say something stupid about steel.
All right, there was a little hint of it in that clip, actually, but more from Strange World next, and a much-needed opportunity to correct our American cousins from a terrible grammatical error. Enjoy.
And who threw the Nutella? All four of the astronauts are over here. And think about safety. What if there's a slight depressurization? That can never happen in space. But, it happens on airplanes, but not in space. The thing would explode. Nutella would go everywhere. Glass or plastic.
Right.
Oh, and Homer Simpson comes out of the woodwork and starts...
Here's a comment by Peanut, and this one's very good. And again, this is military lookup. You ready? B-2 bomber pilots eat bland turkey sandwiches, often on wheat bread without cheese, during long 30-plus hour missions to minimize digestive issues and avoid needing to use the aircraft's single inconvenient chemical toilet. These low-residue meals help manage digestion and maintain blah, blah, blah. So... What are you guys thinking? So for not even a 2-day trip, they're eating turkey sandwiches. They're eating the most bland, protein-filled stuff you can. But these guys are doing the exact opposite. Not only are they fixing stuff up, they're mixing things. Again, turkey. Well, I'm sorry, you're mixing Nutella and shrimp. And what was the other thing they had?
What?
I wouldn't do that at home.
I would never go on a road trip with anyone eating that. I'm sorry.
No. No, and in a road trip, yeah, we're talking about a car. Remember, in a B2, you can do all sorts of fun ventilation things, but in this, you can't. What do you got there? $11 million for a super yacht.
Yep, 19 million for a house on the water, and
Yeah.
23 million for this toilet.
Right.
Now, the technology on this toilet is you pop open the lid, you put a bag liner around it, and then you snap the thing down, kind of like putting a rubber band around the outside of if you lined a vacuum cleaner with a bag. You turn on the vacuum, it's just going to pull the bag down, and then that's it. There's no more suction. Then you dump your business in here, you pop open the top, you pull the drawstring, and you have to push it down with a stick. That's the technology. You have to push it down. They have a crap pushing stick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember Flat Earth and Coffee covered extensively that episode on the crapper. It was really funny. I remember that one.
Yeah, it's so they're mocking us, right?
Yeah.
And then did you see the whole series? There's like 50 articles on if astronauts fart in space, it's going to be a problem.
See,
right?
I read this.
Yeah.
Do you have the stars layer one in space, or do you want me to cue it up?
The old one, the first one, from years ago.
No. This one. Let me see.
I don't have it.
Hang on. I might have it. Desktop. Let's do this one. Hopefully you guys can see it.
All right, I gotta show you guys something. So right here, I'm watching the live stream for the Artemis 2 mission. You can see this was the official NASA YouTube channel. Started 7 days ago. This is the live stream. You can see the cabin, just like that.
Integrity crew,
right here.
To continue.
Look at all those stars. I'm going to rewind just 1 second. Okay. Here's their crew. This is their ship. So far, this is what everything looks like. And in just a moment here, you're going to see stars appear everywhere. Just like that.
Boom.
See all those stars?
Go to continue in the umbilical procedure.
What's going on? What are all these stars? They just appeared. They weren't there a second ago.
Okay, I have a theory about this, by the way, and I'll give you the video, David. And anyone, let's add Candid Truth to the stage as well. Hey, man, what's going on?
Truth?
I have a theory about that, because the question is, if they went, and I'm sure we'll talk about this at some length, which is they went out of their way to not show stars for 10 days. Didn't matter what angle it was, no live stream. I don't care about those silly couple of those still shots that people dug up. Those couldn't be faked ever. But there were no stars in space. So why would you have a stars layer here? And I'll dump this video. David, you haven't seen that one, have you?
No, I didn't. Please send it to me on Telegram when we're done.
Yeah, I'll dump it right now. Hopefully I won't screw up my transmission too much. My theory is, it's like, okay, why would you have a stars layer if you were deliberately not showing stars in space? And it's like, well, because you did have a stars layer and you guys knew what it was, but we ignored it most of the time, which was the visualization layer, which every once in a while they would cut from, the interior shot to the capsule going through space with its solar panels out, and in the background they would have stars. Because why wouldn't you show stars in something like that? And, it's like, well, there's obviously stars in space, but then they would cut back. And I think what they did was, I think they got lazy, and it was just one of the layers, and somebody accidentally did whatever, and there was an overlay, and boom, boom, there it was, just for a little bit, but it was there. It wasn't like there was a ton of glitches in this, during the 10 days, but it didn't take much for the internet crowd, as DJ loves pointing out. The social media just launched. Flat Earth, take a freaking bow, because we front loaded this so far in advance, but by the time they launched, the bias was already against them. And so everyone was just waiting for someone to screw up. And then, every day there was something.
Yeah, no, it's everybody at home now on the couch going, what was that? What was that?
Yeah.
Screenshot that. Screen record.
Yeah, everyone had their phones up. Everybody was, I mean, granted, like
Flat Earth got to work. Good job, you guys.
There were two. Do you have there's two plushy things we could show. One, we can't confirm, where the letters were showing up again. Plushies. Why did you use a blue-green plushie?
I think that was on purpose, Mark. They did it on purpose for that very reason. That was, they want us all freaking out.
Sure.
And so that was done on purpose for whatever reason. It was done on purpose, in my opinion.
Well, my wife's a public school teacher, and she said that all the kids would write a note, and it was in that little plushie thing, and she couldn't even bring herself to say that it was that that it was real because it looked so fake.
Absolutely. And the second plushie thing, though, the plushie thing glitched twice. One, fine, if you don't want to confirm it, but the plushie shadow, that was brilliant. Does anyone have the plushie shadow?
Yeah, right there.
Where?
Candid Truth.
Oh, Candid Truth? Hang on, I'm going to maximize you.
the
Candid Truth, you're up.
All right, so check it
plushie
out.
Shadow.
Like
and what you're seeing here, so the shadow is over her leg. You can see the plushie shadow and you can see her hands, but when she pulls her hands away, oh, the plushie doesn't have a shadow anymore. That's weird, right? So one of two things could be happening. Either the plushie is a separate augmented reality VR layer, which they are messing with, or the plushie is a vampire. Now, which one do you think it is? Because I don't think it's a vampire. What's happening? What happened? Hey, trolls, tell me what happened. That's we didn't create this. That's straight off the live stream. And that is an oversight. That is one of the reasons you do not do things live. You just don't do them. And they did. And
What was the counter argument? The counter argument was that the shadow was on her shirt.
We talked
No,
about
the counter argument is that the light is coming off from the side and the shadow's missing her leg, but you can see her right hand shadow on her leg, which is farther to the side than the plushie.
She's holding it. She's holding it with her hands. Absolutely. And this is what I would expect, which is the augmented reality. Again, shadows are tricky to do with something like this. And it was easy to miss because it was so fast. But
Mark,
remember what I said? Sorry, go ahead.
I got a new one that I want everyone's
it?
opinion on this. I have it. It's I put the file. It's in the back room. But don't just open up the video, and then you see the video. You can start and stop the video and rewind it, right?
You put it in the back.
You have to bring it it's in the back room. You have to just bring it on
okay. Hang on. Is it the Artemis press conference?
Yeah, and watching the first couple seconds, you're gonna watch a guy jump into the water and then disappear underneath the machine, underneath the capsule.
What's up,
all right,
everybody? First off, I want to give a shout out to
so now watch right between to the left of the
I hope you are feeling better.
life raft. Ready, guy's gonna jump in the water.
And Maggie, hang in there.
In the water.
Hopefully he'll be
And then I don't know. And then he goes underneath.
But hopefully you'll get a good solid recovery.
I think the entire scene is AI.
Anyway, Americans, it's Nutella because it's made with nuts. It's not Nutella.
Well, it's new to us.
Yeah. What's your argument for it would explode if it was depressurized, man?
Her shadow
Where does he get this? He thinks everything just explodes in space for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because if there was a complete depressurization of the cabin, I'm sure their first thoughts would be, "Oh no, we're going to get Nutella on the dashboard."
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like they spent 10 days looking for shadows and talking about pooping and farts.
Right. That shadow was a bit weird, wasn't it? I think, I'm not really sure, but I think the light was probably in front of them and slightly above the...
There was two lights. From the looks of that, there was definitely a light to the right, and that was the dark shadow from her left hand. Her right hand was casting a lighter colored shadow underneath the object from the right light that was off on one side. And as she moved her hand back away, you can clearly see the shadow following her hand, not disappearing.
Right. I mean, I could see shadows of her hands. I mean, I think because they said in the beginning that the plushie had a shadow. I don't think it did. I think that was just the shadow of her hands put together because she was holding it with both hands at the start, wasn't she? And so I don't know, but I think it's just where the lights were.
And looking at her hand shadow, I would think that the plushie was casting the shadow further out on her knee, out of frame.
Right.
Exactly.
How long was this transmission with the plushie in? How long was this transmission?
I don't
Do you
know. I'm not sure.
I mean, they seem to think that NASA's got all this money, but they can't do the sort of things they can do in the movies.
Right. And it's just you know what, they faked the shadow of her hands, but they didn't fake the plushie, or did they just fake the plushie? So why? Why? I mean, none of it. It never makes any sense. These things. And I thought we
Because
were
they
going to
have
see
to do this to let you know that it's fake.
Right.
Jeez.
Blues.
Right. They've got another clip actually coming up, which is even more ridiculous. But anyway, shall we have some more?
Yeah, go on.
Back to Strange World now, and a very orange Witsit joins to provide a carefully and scientifically considered opinion.
Okay. Yeah, pretty fake and gay, obviously. I didn't really pay attention to it, and then I just knew it was gay. And then the more I looked into it, like they actually messed up quite a bit. I would assume that they would not be messing up still. I mean, they don't even claim to go to the moon, you know? They didn't even do the big boy mission. They're still messing up. So I heard Dave saying something about he thinks that they did it on, they mess up on purpose, maybe.
It's a theory.
Or they're just retarded.
Yeah, one or the other.
Did you see the capsule shot that Fox News put out during the separation? Did you watch that?
No.
Here, take a quick look at.
I do normally watch Fox News, but I was just slipping that.
No. It was just on. We covered everything, but here, take a quick look at this thing right here. Window. I just want to show this to you. I want your opinion on this. This was during separation. Let me kill the comments for a second. That was during separation. That is straight off of Fox News feed, and they only showed that for about 3 seconds, which was, it's like, okay, does that look like heat tiles to you?
And how did they get in there?
And how did they get in there? Because remember,
this
isn't like Apollo. This is, in fact, here. Let me.
Looks like the inside of a bill.
Look at that. Right there. That's how the whole module is set up. So if they're entering the capsule and leaving through the heat shield section, how does that work exactly? Because I don't remember a door being anywhere. Why would you put a door in the middle of the heat shield? So anyway.
Does that video say visualization or anything?
What video? You mean the other one? Yeah. No, it didn't. I don't think so.
They were pretty good about putting visualization whenever they were showing the CGI.
Did it say visualization?
No, that was the actual. We watched that whole live shot.
This is supposed to be real.
That's supposed to be real.
It looks
They showed
CGI,
that for 3 seconds just before they did the whole re-entry thing, and we covered it live. And I'm staring at this like, wait, something doesn't look right here. Well,
all right, I gotta clarify one thing, Mark.
What?
For Artemis, they never go into the service module. They strictly have to stay in that capsule.
The whole time?
The whole time.
No. But we just looked at what it looked like in there. That's nothing. What they showed.
I'm tracking with you. I'm just telling you.
That
is just for power, fuel, the solar panels, and everything else. There is no crew that supposedly can go in there. So the 10 days they were in that tiny capsule at the top.
Where's the bathroom?
All video feed.
With a bathroom.
Where's the bathroom?
I don't know if I believe that.
We saw the toilet. It was clogged.
And what they showed on the inside was not what we saw all week.
I mean, the inside. I mean, you remember when they panned around, they showed the 3 touch screens, the 3 portrait level touch screens. You're telling me all that was just the inside of the capsule?
Yes, that is.
You can fit a moon buggy in there.
Boy,
that is what they're saying. Yes,
that seems a little more than a little suspect. We also showed Austin. We also showed the internet or the interview that Christina recently did, where she freaking lost her place, and either the community. I think she was absolutely listening to the earpiece because her hair was covering her ears entirely, and I think she got stuck and didn't know how to improv when it died.
Weird. So weird. You would just be talking about what you just did.
You go straight to choked up if you're gonna freeze on camera. You
right.
Go, sorry, guys,
you talk to your other people. It's like, hey, do you guys remember that funny thing you did? You have some sort of standby joke.
Yeah, but also if you just really did something, you would just talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that was crazy. That was crazy. I don't know about this because there's like a lot of people putting out fake stuff with just like, guys, stop doing that. Like it just it hurts everybody. You just put out fake stuff. But I saw that she was supposedly like in films before this.
Yeah.
Well, we were trying to confirm.
Well, we can't. Okay, we cannot confirm. There's 2 things really fast. We can't confirm that Christina. I don't want to say cock. Coach, Coke, KOCH, whatever it is. Christina, we can't confirm that she was in Mad Max Fury Road from 10 years ago. We can't confirm it, even though it's the same name and there's only one credit for this person and they were tied to central casting and it was a bit part. We can't confirm it. The age thing kind of lines up. She was 37. The makeup kind of, maybe. And then as far as what's his face, Victor
Glover.
Victor. As far as Victor being in Fallout for season 1, episode 1, also as a bit part, but that was only 2 years ago. In fact, almost 2 years ago to the day. That seems a lot more realistic because wow, it sure looks like him. I mean, and unless you think there's an actor,
Jamal Thomas, so
the what?
There's apparently actor Jamal Thomas who looks very similar, which is kind of the flip side if we're going to play both sides and just
Right. We can't confirm one way or the other. Not to say, I mean, personally, if it was me, and back in the old days, of course, fine. If an astronaut wants to do a side gig as a bit part, why stop him? But for something like this, you absolutely wouldn't want to do that because it undermines their credibility. I mean, if an astronaut is also an actor, you want to avoid that like the plague.
Yeah.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Thumbs up right away.
Wow.
Now look, watch the other guy. He's like, oh my God. And then the guy, he's like, hey. And they're all like, oh.
Thumbs up.
Hey.
Then they all do a delayed thumbs up.
Ooh. Yeah, here.
But you see the way the
Administrator Eisenman, just get a quick comm check, make sure you guys are still on the line and we didn't have a handover.
I am. Yes, I am.
Right away. Listen again. He does it a whole bunch of times.
Integrity, and back over to you, Mr. President.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten cut off. It is a long distance. It's a long ways. The reception's been great. There's a little bit of about a 9-second delay, but no, I just had a statement. I don't know what you heard, but I was just saying they're very proud of your brilliant person from Canada.
So these guys will wait, but then watch when they finish talking.
And he's very proud of him. And the Prime Minister I spoke to, they're very, very honored that you have a courageous person from Canada. You have a lot of courageous people from Canada. So it was very nice. I'm not sure if you heard me say that, but it was very nice.
Yes, Mr. President, we heard that, and we do love our Jeremy Hansen. We love all our Canadian astronauts, Jenny Gibbons, Josh Kutrick. They're just great people, and they're such a welcome addition to our Corps.
Great. Well, I really look forward I look forward to seeing you in the Oval Office. I'll ask Jared to bring you over, and I'll ask for your autograph, because I don't really ask for autographs much, but you.
All right, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's hilarious because Trump had to patch it up. He's like, "There's a 9-second delay." He's like,
"Yeah."
It's just,
but the other guy with the thumbs up, he didn't wait for her to finish the sentence.
What are your thoughts?
9-second delay? What planet are they on? Was there actually a 9-second delay anywhere?
I think that 9-second delay is in Trump's brain.
I think it's 1.3 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, it's 1.3 seconds from the moon.
But it's also, don't forget, they also are reacting. They're all looking at each other. Who's going to take the mic next? Who's going to actually respond? And so there's a slight delay there, too, that you have to account for.
Right.
Yeah, but the retard's complaint was that the delay wasn't long enough.
Right.
Yeah, but it's ironic, really, that we've got a group of people sniggering over a couple of seconds to 1 second or 3 seconds. This is a group of people who've got a 900-year delay in their understanding the shape of the Earth.
All right, I've got one more of that. Our final Strange World clip now. And what can I tell you? It's more arrogant blabber.
It's our friend JT.
Artemis stuff is in the news. I want to take you back a couple years. Do you guys remember when Apple dropped that movie called Fly Me to the Moon? Mm-hmm. You guys remember it? The premise of this movie was in 1969, they had an alternate backup plan to fake a moon landing just in case they did the moon.
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
But what I find really funny about this, do you know what they called their project to fake the moon landing in that movie?
Artemis.
Yeah, of course. They called it Artemis.
Oh, wow.
You can't even make this stuff up.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can, and they do.
Project Artemis.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh shit.
That's crazy. You know, I mean, like, I'm confused about a lot of this. I mean, they called it integrity, but why would they go live? Why do they do it live?
Integrity and Artemis. Yeah, what were they saying?
Because I try to theorize this in my last stream. Like, why would you even do it live? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we could record this and then we could go live on YouTube and we could just play this. So
I don't think they did it live.
Magic. Like
I don't think.
magic.
Yeah, I think most of the stuff we saw, I don't think it was live. That's.
I think some of it was though, because I think to answer your question, Austin, because it's tradition. They've done the live stuff for so long, you know, because they love talking to like media, calling up some television station, and you know they want to talk, or their favorite talking to elementary or high school kids. You know,
yeah, but the CIA runs the media, right? And I guess it's like they don't even want the news to know. Obviously, if the news thinks it's real, then that kind of perpetrates it being real more. Like, I don't know, because I'm like, there's some like darker part of it where if it's live, if they're live time tricking you, like it's more, I don't know, some like occultic magic type of thing. Like if I'm tricking you live, is it more impactful? I don't understand why they would ever do it live. It's the stupidest thing that I can imagine doing, because they're going to keep messing up like they're messing up.
I agree. Live television, not that I'm that old, but live television, Peanut might be, used to be a big thing. You know, it was very popular for that reason, which is people feel like they're more kind of like live streams. Right, you know, live television back in the day was a thing, and NASA jumped on it, but they could get away with it easier. It was easier to cover things up. Remember, there's only 3 television stations and no internet, not even close, which is why nowadays this was dicey. And again, they did the bare minimum, and mainstream media, of course, towed the line and said all the things they were supposed to say. All the images are stunning and brilliant and breathtaking. But social media was just annihilating them behind the scenes.
Yeah. Bro, X was cooking Artemis the whole time. The whole time. Yeah. I can't believe that they're that busted. It's just a wrap now. I mean, yeah, they did the bare minimum, which would make you think that they're trying to make sure that they don't get caught, right? Like they're just doing the bare minimum. So the going live part's weird. And Dave, you're saying you don't think they went live, but why would they let this stuff go post-edit, right? Like, why would they let? There is some stuff you just can't explain. You saw the little red dot. Little red dots on the bag. Yep. It's like a typical thing used for tracking with like a green screen, and it just disappears.
Right.
Like, I mean, dude, you got busted. Like, there's just really no way around it. That's like a green screen. So why? Surely, like, are NASA employees that retarded? I will say, astronauts are kind of retarded. Like I've talked to astronauts like face to face like 5 different times. I actually have the interviews recorded. I haven't released them yet because I was still sneaking in there as a NASA fanboy. I didn't want them to know. So I never released them. Then I got to find them. Whatever. They are like low key dumb. Like they're just slow, bro. Like
Austin, when they were looking for one more ISS astronaut, they got thousands of applications, and then they hired Don Pettit.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
That's true. I mean, I asked you guys ever remember the story about this girl that was on a spacewalk and she dropped her tool bag? And then they started saying you could see it from space and it looked like a star. And then they said that it was like they were following it in orbit on the ISS. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but like space. Yeah. I talked to that lady and she looked like just, I don't know, she looked just gone. Like she was like tripping bald or something. Her pupils were like huge, but she's dumb. You know, like I'm talking to her and she can't hold like a basic conversation, and I'm asking her about the tool bag and she's like, it's like she doesn't remember what she's supposed to say. Then I ask her about the stars and then she just starts stuttering, saying you don't always see the stars. That when you're on the day side of the moon or of the Earth, you don't see the stars. I'm like,
they hate star
that's not the right answer, lady.
Yeah.
You know, so
between you and Justin, you guys have done some legendary, espionage over at NASA.
But when you go in there, you find out it's really easy. They're just all dumb. So it's like I guess I was making the point that maybe they are just not that bright. But it seems weird that they wouldn't think about like maybe we shouldn't go live, because if they do the moon landing will be pre-recorded. We agree on that, right? Like,
This I think will be. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Austin. I think this will be probably the last live thing they ever do.
They got fried, bro. They got fried all over.
They did. Yeah, they did. People were constantly messaging me again. People and content creators, people that just came out of the woodwork, people that had never talked about the moon stuff before ever, and not necessarily from our community, but they're like, "Holy smokes, this is bad. This is so bad," you know. And they were picking up on little things. So yeah, this should be the last live thing they do. The only way they could do the moon is a pre-record, and even then. Oof. But
even Victor Glover's daughter apparently was on social media saying it was bad with the first Artemis before they even had the astronauts basically lined up, right? So now with them coming back or wherever they were hiding underground, who knows? The point is the amount of ridicule. If you go to Fox News or any kind of New York Post in the comment section, it's not just a couple flat earthers or people, you know, NASA fakery, you know, fanboys. It's like hundreds of comments and hundreds of likes, if not thousands, all over social media right now. So I wonder what they're thinking. Like, dude, we did not. The jig is up. They didn't pass on. Even my mom, who's like loves Simon Dan. Mom, love you, but she's like, I subscribe to him. She was like, this Artemis thing. What? Why do they fake it? I'm like, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, same with like my little sister and stuff. Like, it just no one believes it. I don't know if they're gonna pivot, if they're gonna pull in SpaceX. I mean, they obviously still want to fake space, or why would they even do this?
I almost feel as if they're using these precursors to going and landing on the moon as a way to kind of properly shape how they're going to attack faking going to the moon. They're looking at the responses, they're looking at the feedback and everything else in order to use proper correction, so then they can they're definitely going to lie again so that they can make their best production upon going to the moon.
They're for sure doing that, because if you notice that they've trained the star answer. Like when this guy was asked about the stars, he answered it where it's like yes and no, and he got right in the middle because like we've been told yes and no over the years. If you remember when this guy was asked about the stars, and then he like the other guy turns and gives him the mic, you know, like for some reason they don't all know, even though they're all there looking at stars or whatever. But yeah, like he has a very trained answer, so they are just getting feedback on what we notice and changing it. But
there's no reason why they can't do it now. And what's crazy is, you know, this was the Globe's opportunity to shut us up. Because I was at least looking for, I was thinking, yeah, you know what? They've heard our pleas. They're going to have cameras outside of these space shuttles, and they're going to give us what we asked for. Even if it's fake, they're going to fake it, whatever. They didn't even do that.
Too risky. Like if you show the stars in space, it's way too risky. We ran through this and looked at programs. Like we would instantly know it's fake. Like there's so many stars, and they're going to change their position everywhere. They'll never show a quote unquote live shot of stars while they're in space. It's way too hard to fake, in my opinion. One more thing though, I'm curious. I was just assuming that they basically jump in a cargo plane and they jump out and they actually fall down and then drop the parachutes. You guys think, because it was so sketchy, it was like all so sus, you know, the whole thing where they just sit there forever, you know, it was all very weird. Like, do you guys think that there weren't even people in there?
Talking about the landing?
Yeah, I thought that they were just jumping out of a plane. But
I don't think there's people in there. I think most of that we saw is AI. The guy falling on the water and disappearing, going into that capsule, and now people are walking around in there in that little tiny thing. It
makes sense. The less people involved and more AI, the less people that would have to be in on it.
And if you look at the water, there was rough, it was windy when they're coming down, there was waves, then it was calm. You know, it was filmed over multiple days and multiple, you know, AIs creating it, but it wasn't live.
And it's all the way out in the middle of the ocean. You just got some
no one sees it. Yeah, nobody can see it. Why would they do it live? No one can see it.
They used to, Austin. They used to drop it out of a cargo plane because they had no choice. That was just what you did.
Oh my God, it's just frightening, isn't it? Really. But they're kind of right what they're saying about how viral, you know, calling it fake has become.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, they're saying no one believes it. I mean, that obviously isn't true. I mean, a load of retards on the internet think it's fake, but...
And they didn't listen to their calls. They didn't put a high definition multiple camera views of it going up and everything. No. People don't give a fuck what these people think.
Oh, no. They just think they're ridiculous. And you would, right? If you're actually involved in this mission in any capacity, you just think these people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's funny you couldn't get people to watch the 24-hour sun video that was posted from Antarctica. You're going to get somebody to watch 10 days of video of the Earth shrinking?
Right. And he's so arrogant when he talks about stars. You'll see it more of it in the next clip. But, telling people how it would be and what it should be like, and it would be just too difficult to fake stars. The stars are going to be the same. They're going to look the same as they do on Earth. I mean, in terms of their positions, right?
Probably one of the things you can't mess up.
Right. Right, it's just mad. All right, more Witsit now as he provides his own Artemis takedown. Take a look.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's crazy where there is just no explanation for it. I will say, like, there's really no reason to kind of to reach for things, right? Whenever they have these mess ups where there's really no way out, So let's just kind of stick with that. I mean, so I don't know. I would love to hear some NASA fanboys. Actually, I wouldn't love to hear them. I don't care what they have to say. I think that being a NASA fanboy is gay. I think it's wild if you're like a grown man obsessed with that. We got to get that, like, they try to hit children with it, and they're on all the birthday cards and all the pajamas and all the toys, and they just like get indoctrinated. Because just think about the idea of actually being in space. It would be crazy, right? Like, what would be one of the coolest jobs ever? I guess being an astronaut, in theory, in your mind, the way it's portrayed. So that's why it's important to, like, not really let up and, to get, like, well-edited clips and et cetera, right? Exposing it. Like, if you really think about it, we're in a pretty crazy time where people like us saying, like, nah, NASA fakes it, it's fake and gay, people are lying, they're not actually going to space, and like, oh, you sound crazy. Or they love to just jump to the flat earther label so they can try to discredit anything you say. And now in 2026, what do you know? Like, everybody realizes that they're faking space. That's pretty crazy. So this is kind of like the turning of the page in a way, where all of those years, and then now might be a time to really pump out Odd at NASA again. I gotta say though, I was just like bending over backwards, doing a million things with that, trying to host meetings and attempting to delegate things. I didn't like delegate it enough. There would have to be like a group of people down to like really invest time into doing that with me and helping me run it. I can't just spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm still paying for that, and I just went to the site, it didn't work. I don't know, but that was just really intense. So there's a lot more. I guess I'll say there's like a lot more to that than I realized, and I think the idea is good. If you don't know, I started a thing called Odd at NASA, where we basically were going to put aside whatever you think about the Earth, whatever, and then just everybody, whether you think NASA's telling the truth or you don't, are just going to kind of demand accountability, right? Transparency and like better quality of what they claim that they're doing, and using Freedom of Information Act and stuff like that. And we started hitting a lot of walls pretty early. They've got it pretty barricaded, it being NASA. So I am going to try to find, I might not have it until I get to like my storage unit in Florida, to be honest, but I'm trying to see if I can find my little external drive, but I have all of those interviews with the astronauts where they just slip up and don't answer the questions right. So there's that. And I've gone like all on my take here, and the reason I've kind of covered it a few days in a row is like space being fake is such a huge deal, bro. Like, that is so massive. It's like when I found that out, I started like, it just changed everything for me, right? I knew the moon mission was fake, but I'm like, well, now they're maybe not faking stuff. This is me, like, in my teens, right? I just never really thought about them faking stuff because they just stopped claiming they're going to the moon. They didn't even like try to pretend they were going to go to the moon. So I'm like, oh, well, they just lied about the moon, and now they're just like floating around in the ISS or whatever. Because I never looked into it, never thought about it, which is what most people do. And so when I found out that they were faking all of it, it just blows your mind, because now you're like, okay, everything I think I know about the Earth, about space, about everything that comes from NASA, I have to throw it away. But I don't want to milk the Artemis thing too much. It's just, it is crazy though. Like, they actually tried to fake it again, and they didn't prepare well enough. It's crazy. And the fact that they're claiming that they're about to go again, I mean, you guys got to admit, like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool kind of being like vindicated in a way where now all eyes are on it and we're like, okay, this is ridiculous. Pretty much everyone knows that they faked this. And it's interesting, though, to see like the effect of decades of propaganda and then a generation that's grown up just being inundated with constant propaganda where it's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, NASA's fake and going to the moon next. The president is talking about wiping off countries, you know, off the map. And I mean, you guys can tell me what you think in the chat if we should try to launch up Audit NASA again. But I'm just going to say right now, but people are going to have to like actually help with it because there's just so much to it, you know. And I'll since it's currently not a thing, I'll say some of the stuff that we were doing, right? We created like a website that was all about space, right? And we called it Cosmology Times. And I bought the browser, we set everything up, and we had like journalist covers. And so we were just trying to set up different interviews and stuff with people, and then they want your credentials and stuff like that. So we were going to try to pull information out that way. We started compiling like a legal section where we were creating like FOIAs and different type of approaches where we would get the information out. You know, FOIA is kind of tricky because they just will charge you money, make an indefinite timeline, and then they just give you whatever they decide to. So FOIA is kind of a ripoff, obviously. It should be obvious. The government saying, hey, man, we'll tell you what you want to know. Just ask us. I mean, no, they won't. And so it's just like a method to basically drain you. Long story short, like the expenses and overhead of that started to just pile up, man. And then it's like it was going to be a full-time job for me that was costing me so many hundreds of dollars a month. It just literally made no sense. But I do think the idea is really good. Audit NASA. Don't talk about anything other than just NASA. It's just NASA. If you love NASA, you hate NASA. You think that the Earth is a spinning ball in space. You think it's a stationary topographical plane that's contained. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. That's a side thing. You think that the Earth is a ball that's free falling in a vacuum, but that they're faking space. Or you think that the Earth is a stationary topographical plane, and of course they're faking space. You think that they fake some space. You think some of it's real. Whatever. It's like we should all be able to agree what we're getting shown from these supposed space missions is trash. It's terrible. We can all agree on that, right? So then let's just kind of come together and then make them up their game, give us better stuff. Because for the people that think that we're just like, this is just pareidolia and we're making up stuff because we don't understand compression, you know, and typical camera artifacts, and like, okay, then you should be fully in support of us like demanding or asking for certain things, such as the camera going to the window or the astronaut having a GoPro outside of the capsule and then doing a 360. You should be on board with that, right? You should be on board with that. You should want better stuff, and you should want us to get shut down when we're saying that they can't do it. So that was kind of the general premise. And what do you know? A lot of like losers started blowing it up, trying to shut it down, and got a bunch of DDoS attacks and all kinds of stuff. So
what a load of bullshit. It's costing him hundreds of dollars to have a website. Why?
Yeah. The merch up, though, so it couldn't be costing too much.
All that time he had to spend not updating it.
No.
Putting up a way to sell and make money off of it. You know, if he just done those things, maybe he'd have some money. He could pay for itself.
He was selling Audit NASA t-shirts, so he wasn't that rushed off his feet.
Right, that's what it was really about, wasn't it? It was, I could knock out a bit of merch off the back of this. And then when that dried up, he wasn't interested in it anymore.
Sure.
He's like the Morgile who was always, I'm about to write a book and I'm just about to do this new thing that I need money for, you know.
Sure, I suspect the money that people donated, people, you know, in the introductory packs and all that stuff that never transcribed, and all the people who bought the t-shirt, I'm not surprised that someone hasn't bought an auditnasa.com.
Yeah.
But it's typical for him to suddenly find himself in that conversation with that group of hucksters, trying to rejuvenate that again, trying to squeeze some more money out of that.
Right, exactly. And he claims he's been vindicated. Now they've been vindicated. We all can come together and agree that it's crap and it should be better.
Yeah, I do like the way he's gone from that luscious sofa with all those various neon things on the wall and that hexagon and the big Witsit motif to being in what looks like a very ordinary band room one boxy piece of neon. It's got very much the separated man feel to it now, hasn't it?
He was going to have an office block with secretaries to make his bookings for him and all this, if you remember. I remember him telling us that.
Yeah.
All right, in our final clip of the show, Witsit gets all confused about stars and then rounds the clip off with some beautiful irony. Enjoy.
It's on. All right, get it. All right.
They had to put the cover on. They were just touching it. The post is saying it would be really hot, which, I mean, I would imagine so.
You can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets, you can see moons.
Unfathomable blackness.
And that when I look out at the stars and I see, so many stars and planets.
And when you're in space and you're looking into deep space and you're on the sun side of the orbit, the sunlight washes out all the starlight, so you can't see any stars.
All right, Brooke, can we just be adults for a second? Okay. All these people are claiming to go to the same place. They're all claiming to go to space. They would all be seeing the same thing. So I talked about this on the last stream. The stars would be the most incredible part of the entire mission. All right, like you would go to space, there would be no atmosphere. You would see nothing but stars everywhere. You would be swimming in a sea of stars. There would be a cajillion stars. All you could ever see was stars everywhere. Stars. All times, every day, all day. Whether you're on the day side of Earth, whether you're not, stars everywhere. That's what you're going to see. Just a bunch of stars. So many stars that you can't see almost anything else. You would never forget. It would be the number one thing that you would think about. Is like, would be the number one visual in your mind forever about your memories of the trip would be the stars. It's very simple. That's all there is to it. You would just see lots of stars. It shows such an immense oversight and incompetence that over the course of the years, these astronauts were not told that. And it makes you think that they are brainwashing them. They're putting them in a capsule where they don't really know what's going on. They hit them in like some type of 0G, like vector machine. And they don't really know that they're not going to space. And so then they're inside of some room where they think they're in space. Now that would be a crazy feat, but you could definitely do it. And you wouldn't even have to do too much if you deployed MK Ultra tactics, right? Which, I mean, we saw all the way from experimenting with LSD, with certain types of trances that you could put you in, certain type of sounds and environments and temperature changes and lighting and all this stuff. They experimented with it for a very long time. Here's a reminder on this mission, right?
They react after that classic star question.
He starts to answer the question about the stars. Watch how sketchy he is, and then they bleep out where he says they look fake.
See stars in outer space.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to my crewmates about that today. I've definitely seen stars in outer space, and I was saying I haven't seen as many as I thought I would. So
it's like he messed up. Like, you haven't seen as many as you thought you would see an inconceivable amount of stars objectively. What's up with this? And yeah, we're really driving this home, bro.
Great day for this team.
Okay, this makes no sense. Her camera's in front of a dude. She moves it around. It doesn't change. Okay, this objectively doesn't make sense. Okay, look, you see the person in her camera. Watch. What is that? You see where her camera is, and you see what's in her camera? That makes no sense at all. That's what AI does, by the way. When you make a video with like Sora, that's what it does. You got people with the video. What is this? First of all, what is she taking a picture of? Secondly, that's not what she's pointing at all. She's pointing right at the astronauts. Third, it hasn't changed. But you got the dragon there. You got the dragon. Look at this. What's on his camera isn't changing, bro. That's fake. It's just fake.
We have so much illumination from the sun on the moon and the earth right now. It is hard at times to see stars.
We just covered it. Like, that's just a lie.
It's just
It's just retarded and wrong.
like when you walk out in the daytime, you see a blue sky but no stars.
No, it's not like that, bruh.
We look outside and we see the black face and no stars.
That's literally not how it works. Like, we could just call it a day right now, wrap it up, and move on, right? Like, it's just obviously he's lying.
But tonight we're going to be pointed into deep space, and we're going to turn out all the lights in the spacecraft for the first time on the mission.
Yeah,
give
cool.
About 20 or 30 minutes. We do this all the time on the International Space Station. Christina and I just have great fond memories of this. You'll start to see the stars, and if you give it enough time, you will see so many stars, it's hard to see the constellations because there are so many stars out there.
Wow.
And the coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all.
That's like the known official thing to throw in there. Okay, something else I'll tell you guys. Totally, this is such a thing, right? When I was talking to these astronauts, they have like lines that they repeat for each question or topic. And they all just repeat the same questions. Like, she immediately shifted into telling me about the twinkling. They just want to tell me about the twinkling of the stars, right? I didn't ask you about that. And so she started to realize, like, I try to act like this innocent little NASA fanboy, and I'm asking the questions. And then I'm like, not just eating up her answer, and I'm not nervous. I'm clearly there, like, asking my question. I'm like, wait, what? So, like, on the day side of Earth, right? I'm like asking the question, and she looks at me like, wait, who is this guy? And then she immediately tries to pivot into the stars twinkling thing. It's just, that's what they're told to bring up. In space, the stars don't twinkle, because it just separates our experience from their experience and makes you think, oh, subconsciously it must be real. They're experiencing something we don't, I guess. I don't know. They have talking points. That's all I'm saying. They have lines, little scripts that they say about each topic. And the twinkling stars is for sure. I've had 3 separate astronauts say the same thing, not answer my question, but just start telling me about they go into this scripted answer, right, that they've been trained about the twinkles. That's why I think that they are in on it. And I used to think, like, they may get brainwashed. Maybe it's a mixed bag, right? But that girl was lying. And I've gotten really good over the years at being able to tell when people are lying, and being able to read body language and look at their eyes and look at very small little tells. And she was lying. She realized, like, okay, this guy's asking questions that, like, normal people don't ask. Why is he asking like this? And she started to get nervous. And she's looking at me like, do you know? So I'll release that footage as soon as I get it.
They are just perfect. They almost look fake.
Why'd they bleep out the word fake?
Those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look fake. They're just perfect.
Wild to me. Wild, bro. Bleep out the word fake, bro. How can you even, like, act like this isn't just so obviously fake, right? That's why I'm not going to keep covering it, because it's just obvious. It's obviously fake. You need to just grow up and accept the fact that it's fake. It is what it is, Like, if you want to believe all these other things, that's fine. Let's just go one step at a time. They're lying to you about when they go to space. That's just what's going on, man. Sometimes the truth is not what we want it to be. And trust me, I know. You can go through a state of mind where you're, like, so desperately wanting something else to be true that you will just give me any answer. Give me anything. I'll take anything. Just give me something that can make me feel comfortable. Like, what this evidence is showing me isn't really the truth, right? And that's when you get into cognitus, where it's so obvious the truth is one thing. You so desperately want it to be something else that you're just sitting there, like, thirsty for any type of reassurance that it isn't a lie, right? Or the truth isn't what you don't want it to be. You got to get past that. It'll destroy you, man. It'll straight up destroy you. All right, check this out.
The irony, eh?
No, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's absolutely fantastic.
The Witsit lie detector. I mean, didn't they all the professional lie detectors on the flat Earth side detected when he was lying about this 24-hour sun, didn't they?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. All the body language experts came out of the woodwork, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Something you really want something to be true. The fundamentalist Christian.
Right. And just the arrogance of it. Oh, no, you're wrong. You're lying. It wouldn't be like that. Objectively, it would be like this. It throws that word objectively around all the fucking time, doesn't it? It really annoys me.
Yeah. I can't really... where is he nowadays? Because he's obviously... Is he on TikTok more or something? Because he's not on Discord and
I don't
YouTube
think
so
he's
much, is he?
anywhere. I think he just turned up for this. Basically, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen him since on anything.
No,
It's in
he's
his mom's
kind of given
basement.
up. he's kind of given up. You know, post TFE. He's not around on doing the EFE stuff so much, is he?
Yeah, that wiped him out, didn't it?
I love the way he said with the old trying to get the audit NASA going again. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you believe the Earth's round or flat, or it doesn't matter who you are. Let's all just join. Fuck it off.
Yeah. As if I'd lend you any credibility.
Yeah, right.
Even if I had any to lend. All right. Oh, just let me remind everyone, if you can, bung us a few quid for all my hard work putting this together. I'm just putting my PayPal link in the description. It's my birthday before the next show, so you might want to bung me a birthday present. And I'm also trying to get rid of this big pile of fucking concrete. So if you can help me out with that, I'll be very grateful. Thank you very much. Anyway, that is our show. We'll be back in 2 weeks at the usual time, which is 10 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much to everyone who is here on the panel. Thank you very much to everyone who came and watched on YouTube. And, yeah, join us in the Discord. We'll be there in a few minutes, shooting the shit as always. Thank you very much, and have a good